We are in session 6, and we are going to kick it off with what the heck was Dow doing while everybody else was.
You
Um,
know what I was doing.
I do, but everybody else
I
doesn't.
don't. I don't.
All right, so the rest of the party went to make announcements to Ismark and the priest that the source of the zombie outbreak had been discovered and remedied. And Dow, you had asked to stay behind because you weren't feeling very well. You've just ever since you came to this place, you felt off. Um, your ability to channel divinity as a cleric implies that you have a connection to your deity that can be drawn upon. And this has felt cut off. I'm not saying that it's going to affect mechanically what your character's able to do, but you it just doesn't feel right. You feel alone in a way that you have not since becoming a cleric. Um, while you are there alone in the house and the others have left, you start to have vivid recollections and memories of is Greenwish?
Yeah.
Is that
hmm
um, talking about his obsession with this fabled land of Barovia? And his obsession was gathering firsthand accounts, but they would always turn out to be secondhand and third-hand accounts. People who had heard a story in a tavern, people whose cousin had talked to a Vistani caravan crew member, and when Greenwish was finally able to meet a Vistani, they offered to take him to Barovia in exchange for a stack of spell books um, that they were curious about and were attempting to purchase. And he jumped at that opportunity. And every few months, you would get letters of his explorations that would come through channels that you were not aware of, but he was sending letters. He would talk about things like the somber disposition, the macabre disposition of these Barovian people, and then also, in contrast, the lively and colorful culture of the Vistani, and the way that there were individuals who had a melancholy and emptiness of that he referred to as husks. And Greenwish was very interested in these ones that he called soulless husks, and wanted to understand more. That whereas your obsession had been the stars, his was that of the soul and how resurrection spells and revivify spells worked, and he found this as a way of being able to understand more. He sent you letters from Vlaki. He mentioned Knights of a Silver Dragon, and surprised that there were revenants who tales of revenants that were still walking the earth hundreds of years later after they should be. And he mentioned that many in Barovia were not what they appeared. And he mentioned actually having dinner with the Lord of the Land. And now you start to understand that as Lord Strahd or the Devil Strahd. He mentioned knowing that he was trapped and that he would never escape. And the longer that the letters took to come, the more they became darker and more paranoid. He said that he was going to go to where it all started and maybe find some possible answers. Um, you remember these things, but you're tired and you want to rest. You want to be able to meditate, but the turmoil of feeling disconnected and the discomfort from your deity has your soul restless, and you should at least try to rest. And as you prepare to meditate and pray, still dwelling on the memories of and madness that had been inked onto papyrus, there's a knock at the door. And you've already finished the incantations and prayers that bless and bind this building to you and the others that are going to be staying here. Ireena shared with you the working belief that the vampire are not able to cross the threshold of a home without permission. They can enter a house, but if it hasn't been made a home. But now with these blessing and incantations, you've been able to make this place a home for you and your group. And so you know that no one in Barovia ever invites anyone into their home. And so you're remembering this when you go to answer the door, and you open the door and you meet a very pleasant older woman. I'm going to go ahead and show her picture.
Granny Momo.
Hello, young man. Is the blacksmith in? I have his monthly supply of pies for him.
No, ma'am. What is this lady? What is she carrying?
So she looks a lot like the picture as she's right behind her. She has a cart of pastries, and then also seems to have a parade of some of the Barovian children. They're kind of, you're not sure if they're here to see the house of the heroes, but since in this afternoon, there has been more people starting to mill about as the story of you all resurrect or being able to save that child is starting to grow. And more people are being seen in the streets, and there's 3 or 4 children that are curiously kind of peeking in and out, and she's coming around with her cart of wares to sell. They all seem to be cooked goods.
Okay, I'll just smile and I'll point to my ears as if that explains, what it is, and I just say, "I'm not hungry, thank you." And I just point to my elf ears.
Is the blacksmith here though?
No, you can leave if you have a package. I'll watch it for him.
Very good. Wait, you are an elf. Oh, I see. An adventurer, perhaps?
Oh, from time to time.
Then
And she kind of looks around like she has something special and goes into her cart
Yeah.
and opens up the top portion of the cart that has some of the pastries on it, and underneath there are some additional wares. It should show up there. So she explains to you that
I have my dream pastries, and oh my gosh, the people in this village, they just eat them up. But there are some other things that are a bit too pricey for most of those in this village. But adventurers such as an adventurer such as yourself might be interested. Perhaps wizard comfort custard. It's my own concoction. It is powerful, but the price tag says so too. Um, Able to give you the feeling of almost a full night's rest, and to be at your maximum capabilities, and also some stout ale that I call Hero's Homebrew, and it will keep you in the fight. And these are available anytime you would like, but I also have candy. It's just candy. Uh, they're charms, and they're multicolored candies, square.
I'll tell you what. I don't have a lot of wealth. But I will buy. How much are the pastries?
The pastries are 1 gold piece, sir.
All right, I will buy a pastry, and I go into my bag, and I look around for an exaggerated amount of time, and then I find a gold coin, and I'll flick it to the old lady, and what I want to do is want to like purposefully flick it somewhere where like she will only be able to really catch it if she's a little more than she seems to be. How about that? Like
So
it's
kind
kind
of
of it's kind of like outside her normal mathematical catch radius and reaction time, like sports science.
let's go ahead. I'm going to roll a d20.
Okay. Well, you got a crit, so
Well, I mean,
what does that mean?
you could still roll a deception. So she was doing a competing insight check
Okay.
um, to see what, and if she would have, what I was hoping was she might roll differently, but it sails right past her, and
Yeah.
Oh, uh,
I
oh
apologize
no, it is. Oh,
profusely. I'll
I
stand up
understand.
and I'll go over. Now
No,
now convinced that
ac-
I
actually,
was a fool.
before you
Okay.
can even do that, one of the children comes over and digs it out of the mud and pulls it out. Here, Granny, and she's like, "Oh, you're such a good." And you see her flick out a charm candy,
Charm.
and
Yeah.
the child, uh, well, everybody that, well, it's too bad Matt isn't here, but Chris, you're familiar with charm candies. They come in MREs, and most people don't
Okay.
eat them because they believe that they cause bad luck. But she tosses out one of these small jewel-like candies, and the kid is happy and runs off. He was much more interested in the charm candy than he was the gold
And the
piece.
gold. All right.
and she says, "Well, you look to be very tired, sir. So I will leave you, and perhaps I'll stop back when your friends return. Are you with the other individuals
Um,
that I saw visiting? I've heard a lot
potentially.
about you."
Potentially. I don't know. I don't know who you saw. So
You are very, very cryptic. You are a good friend, I'm sure.
well,
Well, I have a
I don't
lot.
know who you saw.
Uh,
So
oh no, you're just very, very precise. Yes, I
right.
saw. I have heard tale of a larger man that carries around a big stick.
Yes.
Ah, and
Yes.
then a smaller man that.
Yes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Uh, do I get a pastry for
Oh
for
yeah.
this
Oh,
exchange?
that's I apologize. You startled me with your throat here,
And she hands you one of the pastries. It smells delicious, and seems to be a sweet meat pie um, in a flaky crust, um, and seems to be carefully crafted and well made.
Great.
Um,
Great. Does she? I tell her you can leave the stuff for the blacksmith if you like.
well, I would need payment.
Oh, how
He
much does he owe you?
he gets 25 pies every month. He's been one of
Whoa.
my best customers. Yes, well, he has difficulty sleeping, and he um, has never really enjoyed his line of work. Um, yes, 24 gold. That's quite the deal. That
Yeah,
comes with a free pastry.
I can't cover that for him.
Oh no,
Sorry.
I wouldn't expect you to purchase something else on behalf of of a stranger. Well, you're
Well,
in his
hey, well,
house.
Granny,
Yes.
Granny, is it?
Yeah, yes, Granny Mo.
Granny Mo, do you live here in the village of Barovia?
I do not. I make my rounds through the villages, selling my wares. I wouldn't be able to make much if I only came to Barovia, the village, of course.
Oh, okay. Do you live in Valaki?
Actually, I live between the two. I have a little place, and that's where you could also come to if you wanted to purchase some of my other wares or your
Sh-
friends. We have a shop
So
there.
I'll narrow my eyes at her and I'll say I'm looking for a friend of mine.
Ooh.
He is not an elf like me. His name is Hiron Greenwish. and he's a colleague of mine. He's a professor of some great renown that I studied under and then worked with. Big old beard. Big old beard.
I don't recall the fellow, but I do get around quite a bit, and if I think of something, I will come back and let you know. Big beard, Iron Greenwish. Is that right?
Yeah. A big human, big old beard, Greenwish. You know.
I will ask around.
Thanks,
Poke
Granny.
my nose a bit. You bet.
I'll like cheers to her with the pastry in my hand, you know. But then
Absolutely.
I'll just like hold it.
Got it. All right. So she says, I've got a lot to do. I actually have a new apprentice that's starting today. And she continues down the road.
Yeah, okay.
So you come back into the house. You are tired of looking to do your meditations.
Yes. Yeah.
But you said you ate the pastry. Finish that up.
Yep. I no.
No. Yeah, up to you.
Well, I mean, I'm out for a while canonically, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so I'll go meditate and I'll sit and I'm not going to eat the pastry. I'm going to sit and meditate and I've got my eyes closed and I'm meditating. And then I like open one eye and I'm like looking at the pastry from the other side of the kitchen, you know? And then I like look around and like Ireena isn't like nowhere to be found or whatever. And so like I go and I take a huge bite of the pastry. Like I eat like over half of it in one bite. And then I go back over to the meditation and I sit back down and then now happy that I have given in to my craving, I meditate.
Well done. As you close your eyes for your meditation, what comes to mind is actually the last thing that Iron Greenwish had penned to you. And that was, I never should have come to this place. I'll never escape its grasp. Not even death will deliver me. But more than just reading his words, you actually hear his voice as a memory. You never should have come to this place. You will never escape its grasp, and not even death will deliver you. And instead of your usual meditation, you find yourself descending into darkness. Not the peace of meditation and not the comforting embrace of unconsciousness. Your vision becomes like your dark vision was before your studies of the moon and the night, and becoming a cleric. It is monochromatic, but muddled, like the reflection of the moon in a dirty puddle. And you are floating in the room where you were laid down to meditate or sat down to meditate, and you see yourself, you slowly start to spin. And as you do, you see yourself sitting in the chair, eyes closed, half a pastry in your lap. You're outside of your body, and you can see the pulsing aura of your soul, and it lights the room. There's a very thin tether that leads out of the house to the north. And curious, you zoom out, zooming into the air, looking down on the town of Barovia, and you see a dozen, two dozen, 3 dozen small lights moving around in the houses below, and they burn like distant candlelight. Most of them are not as bright as the divine aura that you saw emanating from your own mortal aspect, but it is the same fire. You spot the tendril that it was coming from your soul that led to the north, and it attaches to 4 other lights just as bright as yours. And they are going into a church. And you can see that the church is dark. And you feel inside you that in this kind of vision, churches should have more lightness. They should have a glow. But this church churns in shadow and mist. And there is a blood red thread that is connected to the church. No, wait, not to the church. To the 4 going into the church, your new companions. This thin red string attaches also to you down in the chair in the town as well. And the thin red strand goes to the north. And curious to follow it, you zoom out again. And you see high in the air, you see a large mountain to the north and a large mountain to the south. And you can see the entire valley darkened, and hundreds of candles or distant candles of souls flickering in the valley. They're concentrated into 3 small pools, mostly on this dark canvas of wooded land of Barovia. And you wonder which one is Valaki. And you notice the blood red, menacing, pulsing light that is connected to a dozen strands of red beams like threads of a spider web, all converging on the mountainside that overwatches the village of Barovia. It is the Castle Ravenloft, and you can hear your own voice say, "It is him." You feel a dread start to creep over you because you feel like something has spotted you, and it's pulling at you. It's trying to contact you. You look around for the source, and your vision starts to change, and you're no longer looking with eyes. You are able to see and look beyond what is just seen. And you're looking at the land of Barovia, but your mind understands that this is more than a place of wooded valleys and rivers and lakes and towering mountains. This land, it's a prison. This land, it is ancient. This land is a torture chamber. The flickering, moving soul lights have now become scurrying rats on a dungeon floor. And the dull gray movements of the soulless husks become like cockroaches and spiders and biting fleas, living out a miserable existence inside the prison walls. This place is a confinement. It's a dungeon of torture. And the prison was not built for the rats or for the cockroaches. They're just atmosphere and sometimes food. That's not who this prison is for. You can hear your own voice again. This prison is for him. You see the walls of the prison clearly. Well, you see the unyielding nature of the walls made of mist. They're not clear, they shift, but they are impenetrable. And you hear the voice again. Not even death will deliver you. You can tell that someone's looking for you, someone looking at you, and you try to search to find who it is that's looking, and you feel like they need your assistance. And so you think of your companions, and your astral projection zooms back to the village of Barovia, back to the darkened church that's not a church, and you see your companions battling something. A woman. No, not a woman. She was a woman. Her body is now a monster. But you turn and you see that her soul is beside you, watching the melee in the church. The soul of this woman is how she looked in life, not the blood-starved monster that she has become. She is fair, and she has a fierce and determined eyes, and she has hopeful eyes that are hopeful that your friends will be able to release her, eyes that are watching her through her animated body doing battle with your companions. The lust for blood and death radiates from this body that has been twisted by evil and pulses with red. And you know inside that she's not yet a vampire. She's a vampiric spawn. And her body is desperately trying to kill your friends. But her soul only wishes for your friends to slay her and free her from this nightmare. She looks at you. My name is Doru. And she is crying. She says, look, your friends have slain me. Oh God, the morning Lord be praised. But not before I killed my father. Oh my God, I also killed Derek and Lenathon and old man Martin. But I am free now. I am not free. Not while the devil Strahd still rules these lands. And before you can even talk to her, her soul starts to float toward the sky. And it hits the wall of mist, and she falls back to Barovia. and you know that her light is going to start again. It will all start again. You can see that the party is walking back to the house. They are hurt. They need rest. You want to be able to help them. You're walking along with them. You wish you could do something, but you're incorporeal. You're not in the material world, but you can tell that this is no dream. You're walking back to your body, and this will be a good story to share once you get there, but hopefully you can get back inside your bones. While you're walking, the bard stops in the street and turns toward you, and you think that he's looking past you. The bard and the gnome are looking scared to death. Literally, they are scared to death and collapse and have to start making... They start to struggle between the land of the living and the land of the dead, and you see the wave of arcane illusion magic that had washed over them, and you wish that you'd been paying attention to what had scared them, what it was that had done this to them. And more concerning, you see them join you in the incorporeal.
What up?
Still, they cannot see you or hear you.
Oh,
Their souls are being drawn in towards 16 shapeless forms. You've seen these shadows before. In the dungeons of the Durst Mansion, not the hooded illusions of men and women that filled the sacrificial chambers. No, you see the malevolent entities that were behind them, using those people as puppets, using that house as a vessel, a fishing boat. Your friends are being pulled toward 18 malevolent dark entities, and you can hear these dark forces calling out in unison, your mind now registering what they had called out in the dungeon below. Feed me, free me, I will grant immortality. Your friends take one step toward them. They take 2 steps toward them. And just before they can reach out their hands to touch these dark forces, they blink away. And you are alone again in the darkness. And you turn, you're looking around, and there's Greenwish by your side. And he's incorporeal too, sitting in a chair. It's not working. Wait. Yeah, he can't hear me. Oh shit! I think he can hear me. Oh shit! Damn! What's his name? Dow. A shot. No, not Dow. A shot. No. That is weird. I cannot remember his name. But you should come find me. I have so much to tell you. Bring some wine. Oh, and if you could bring my book. I left it with the ravens at the tavern. They have wine at the tavern. Yeah, bring some wine. Bring the book and then if you could, I haven't had bread in ages. All you have to do is just come to... And you wake up. You wake up to the bard slapping you, and you have taken 1 hit of damage. 1 HP damage.
okay.
And now I will stop orating, and we can begin tonight's session.
Nice. Okay.
Yippee.
So did we rest at all?
Or
no?
Need one.
So actually, you realize... Oh, you could ask that question. They rested all night, and they were not able to wake you up.
Okay. So have I rested? Like, did I?
You have rested where you have all of your stuff back.
Sweet.
I didn't.
Okay. Well, then when I get slapped in the face, I'm just like, where? Go where? Where do I go? And then I like see you guys, and I'm like, what?
Okay, I think me personally, as Bruce, he's still gonna be really scared, and he's gonna be like, "Dow, you're kind of scaring us. I don't know what's happening. Why were you napping for so long? What do you mean where?"
There was an old lady, and she said that
An old lady?
Yeah, there was an old lady,
What old
Granny
lady?
Mo came by. And she said that I could buy a pastry. And
Did you
so
eat some pastry?
most of it. I'll like point to the table where there's like I took a huge bite out of it, right? But I'll point to like the remainder. I'm like, yeah, so I ate most of it, and then I went to meditate, and at some point I passed from So elves, we can meditate, trance-like kind of thing, and I'm not super
Sure.
good at it. Sometimes I fall asleep, and so I think I did. And then I had a ridiculously vivid vision where I could see everything here in Barovia, like from high up, and I could see people's souls. And I have to tell you, there are like not enough souls here for the number of people that are here. Like, some of them have no inner light. And we have a light that's much brighter than even a normal light. I do, and you do, Bruise, and everybody. We all have this light that's like tied together, and the pastry's pretty good.
You hesitate a little bit. I feel like I don't have as bright of a light. I feel like you're trying to tell me something.
No.
Was there a mushroom in the pastry?
I just forgot for a
Do you
second.
feel
I forgot for a
okay?
second what your name is.
Oh, that's understandable.
So I just
That's
kind of
fair, King.
moved to Corbus, and I didn't finish Corbus's name, and then I moved on. But now that you called me out about it, I feel like I need to be on. It's like this is like Dow's, 0 charisma.
So there was an old lady. You said like Granny Mo or something.
Yeah, Granny Mo, and she sells pastries and junk.
And
She gave me one, and I ate it, and like a light.
Okay, what did she look? Because we also met someone who looked like a granny,
She looked like
and
this, she had like a lantern
was she,
and a
yeah,
cart.
did she look kind of
and a
really
bunch-
ugly?
A cart.
Did the picture match what we saw?
The picture that you saw here when I was explaining it is what you saw before. The only thing that was different is that only one of you, Bruise, saw her
With a child.
putting stuffing a leg, a kind of a kicking leg into a
Into a bag,
right? Now,
which is probably her apprentice.
with that,
Or ingredients.
based on her, based on Bruise's his persuasion skills, you all believe that is exactly what Bruise saw. Based on Bruise's perception skills, you might have a difference in that. You might have the opinion that maybe that's not what you saw. Maybe it was different than maybe, or we don't know the circumstances, but you definitely know that that's what Bruce thought he saw. And then the other thing that you know is that when you approached her, something horrific happened that the two of you saw, and then you were lights out.
Okay.
But she was just as friendly as she was with Dow up until and didn't show any signs of malice. She just disappeared. And then also that there was a seemingly completely unrelated, not unrelated vampiric giant that came out of the side while people were chanting thief, thief, thief.
To be fair, somebody did shoot at her.
Oh, somebody also shot at...
No, I don't think that happened, actually.
That definitely happened.
Oh, and then there was an arrow shot at the old woman.
Yeah, that's why she all of a sudden disappeared, and then Bruce and Corbus up in the forever box.
Okay.
I don't think that she
who shot an old lady? Bruce?
Bruce was getting ready to, but I don't think that we hadn't rolled initiative or anything like that. So
okay.
I don't remember.
No, yeah, I had my stuff coming out, and I was.
Yeah,
wow.
I didn't care.
And we'll get into it later, but there is a reason why you had that reaction. And we'll talk about the orphanage that you met.
Oh no,
Freya
the arrow
at.
was actually fired.
Oh, it was fired?
It's in the chat. I scrolled up.
Bruce, you probably
Woo!
don't want to talk about it right now, but you have experience with people taking children, and Freya, you have experience meeting those children and getting them out of there.
I took them of their free will.
And I have experience. I used to be children.
Me too.
Same. Hey, Dad, be honest. Dad, be honest. Were you super inspired by Demon Slayer at that one Doru moment? Like, be for real. Be for real. That was a very Tanjiro-esque moment where she was like, "I'm glad they killed me." You know what I mean?
No,
When
I was
Tanjiro, like,
not.
frees the spirits.
I feel like
was
he's
not
stealing
thinking like
from
that.
a lot of stuff.
And then
Yeah.
Doru
That's-
whipped out their katana in the water.
I'm just reading from the module. I'm not expanding on it at all.
What about Dao's disappearance during the last game? Felt a little.
Yes. Yeah.
Hmm.
That's
Listen,
Can I?
while I was out, I could see everything. I was like with you guys, and when you were fighting that girl, that vampire spawn, I was with her, the ghost, and we were just like watching you kill her.
Doru?
Yeah, Doru, but
And
she
the
was, and she was, yeah. I told you the light. We all have this light, right? That's where you come. Actually,
holy shit.
actually,
Somebody give me that pastry.
Bruce, before we get away from it, I wouldn't necessarily go around calling anybody ugly. Like Granny Mo was not ugly, but like if I were you,
Her
I would just not
energy.
go around.
Her energy was devastating. Dao, you don't understand. Can I tell Dao what happened?
yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. So earlier, I don't know.
I don't remember the.
You said that you were with us, right?
Yeah, I saw
with
I
the
saw everything.
vampire.
Yeah, and then I was with you guys when you were walking back, and then I was like, "Hey, you guys did great there." And then suddenly a couple of y'all's like hit the deck, and I could see your ghosts, and I talked to you then. I was like, "What up?" And you did not talk back to me. You just ignored me.
So, do I know I died as Bruce?
You've heard people tell tales of seeing things when they were starting to die. You've seen death. You've seen people be close to death, and you know that there is a time when people are dying, and you're pretty sure that you were on your way to.
Okay. So I'm gonna turn to Dao and I'm gonna be like, I don't want to scare you more than I'm already scared, but I do think that I died yesterday. From what? I'm not really sure. All I know is that woman that you said that you were with and that you ate the pastry that she gave you, she did something and she is doing something, and I don't know exactly what, but I saw some messed up stuff, and so did Corbus, and it was not good at all.
Well, I'll tell you this. She told me where she lives.
For
So
real?
we're not gonna go there anytime soon, right?
Yeah, she said she lives on the path between this village, Barovia, and the big village, Valaki.
Let's just go there then. Probably. Well,
Let's not and say we did. You know?
Yeah, not right now. It didn't go too well for us the last time.
So
Yeah.
one thing that has happened is Alexander, before Dao got up, he had already moved off to since he had his long rest, he was able to start the water purification. He'll probably be at that all day, he said. Corbus, you have some work to do on the grates of the wells. Even Dao, who's had a snack, the rest of you have not eaten dinner. You were in battle and you've been healing up, and so most of you are hungry and thirsty. You also realize that you got 10 torches when you were down in the dungeon of the Durst Mansion, and you've already gone through 7 of them. You have 3 torches left, and based on how Barovian days are, you might even need some torches during the day at times. So, being able to find some things like that. It's funny when Alex left for the day too, there was some children standing outside of the house. And one of them is actually cosplaying as Alex. He's got a large branch that he has actually chopped off and has turned into a makeshift cannibal, and is carrying it around and following him down the street. It's quite cute. That you also do know the house that the child was taken from. Bruce, if you wanted to get confirmation of what that was, because you saw that the parents were talking to Granny, or what you could make an assumption of is that they were talking to Granny while she was shoving this child away. So those are some options that are available for you in the lovely town of Barovia. And later, though, Ismark and Ireena said that they would like to meet you for dinner. There is a surprise that has been started. You can kind of see the secret doghouse, the new digs that you all have, and it is Ireena has been working at fixing up things as much as possible. Ismark has installed doors on that are both iron and wood, and it seems like even Alexander would have a difficult time being able to breach these doorways. And Corbus has the beginnings of a working shop that would be able to be utilized, and he has already started to work out some of the grates that he needs for the well, and will be busying himself with that for the day. So, what would is that still something that you had on your mind, or
Yeah?
Okay, so
more importantly on mine though, we need to address the fact that there's 4 beds. There's more than 4 of us.
Well, I'm probably not
going to
be sleeping.
Actually,
I'm probably not going to be sleeping.
just so you know, Bruce, because of your failed saving throw after you took the sanity point loss, you do have a point of exhaustion, so you're going to have disadvantage on your skill checks. I do recommend that you try to get some sleep. There are pastries that would be able to help with that, and Dow knows where to get them.
Yeah, let me just go eat that really fast. I don't think so, buddy.
Yeah, don't eat that.
So.
I don't think so, buddy.
It is tempting though, because it does smell good, and you have not eaten anything in a while. So
I would like to take the pastry and hide it from Bruce. Flush it, maybe, if possible.
fair enough. All right. So what is the Corbus? You head out to install your grates, and you have plenty of children that are right there as assistants, ready to help you.
They probably all weigh more than I do too.
Yeah, and they are all very curious about how old you are, and they.
How old are you? I'm 4.
I'm 4.
What?
How old are you?
I'm 4.
95.
95.
Yep.
Within 15 minutes of you leaving this house, you have been asked 40 times, 30 of which have been from the same child who laughs every time that you say it.
Let's see here. Let's see something. Does it have to be a stationary object?
What?
Oh no, what's going on?
This little kid's talking trash to me. Hold on, let me read this spell. It doesn't have to be a stationary object.
It's not a spell. I mean, it kind of is, but I just gotta see if it stays.
All right, I'm actually going to put. So we have Courage the dog, and then we'll go ahead and throw out a Corbus.
Tinkering.
Oh wait, I threw him onto the GM layer.
I got something that's saying I'm 20. Yes, I am not a. No, I'm not a child. I am 95 years old. A static
All right.
visual effect appears on.
Is it like
one.
something you're wearing that like
Yeah,
says
probably.
I am not a child?
Yeah, probably like on my back or something.
All right.
It's like just one of those black shirts with white white words on it that you can like get at Walmart for like $10. It just says I am not a child. I am a 95-year-old gnome.
That's exactly what it says, as long as that's 25 words, and I think it is.
All right. So where are Dow and Freya and Bruce headed to?
Dow is headed. Dow probably like originally was like trying to stick around Alexander, and like very quickly realized that like Dow could contribute nothing to the process of what Alexander was doing. So then Dow just migrates over to the kids and is just gonna make sure that the next time they get attacked by something that Dow is there and can heal them.
All right.
Are we going to check out the old lady's house? Or not the parents of the missing child?
Yeah, definitely can. All right. So there's a purple square around the house that it was. This is about where you were at when you had spotted her. So it was quite a distance, and it was starting to get dark at the time, right? So, but she had started to move closer to you in the cart, but it had been from quite a distance. So when you move past the tavern, you can smell that breakfast is starting to be served there. You're also starting to pick up some things about the village itself now that it's started to come alive more. Individuals that are moving off to work and talking about having to make up for the shortages of bricks that haven't been made. It seems that one of the exports of Barovia is the village is doing masonry work, and building bricks for that. Different craftsmen. Yeah.
You said that we can smell breakfast, right? Said we were walking by the tavern and we can smell breakfast. So Dow definitely stops and looks to the rest of the group and is like, just points towards the direction the smell of food is coming from.
I blindly follow, as
Nice.
food is my weakness.
All right. So, entering the tavern, it is the first place that you had visited when you first came to the village of Barovia, before you even had an understanding of exactly where you were. There was Eric, the barkeep, who seems to be the exact same that he was the night you had come, just quietly polishing a glass and waiting to be told what to do. There are the three women who are dressed in more colorful clothing. And Dow, you now recognize that this likely indicates that they are Vistani. And Ismark is in the same quarter booth that he had been when you had first come, but instead of the sight of a drunkard. You see a man still clothed in the full splint armor that you had seen before, and is shuffling about papers of some kind of importance and people that are coming to him, and he's telling them the caravan should be here this afternoon. We have to have it loaded both with gray root, and also there's still 40 shipments of stone that need to go to Vlaki. So make it happen. And then you see these people scurry off, and seems that he's starting to take on his responsibilities of the burgomaster of this town. There's one woman, the one Vistani woman who had interacted a bit with the party when she was there before, who is studying you, and the larger one that you had thought might be a man, who doesn't seem to have a single care about you, and Alenka, who is sitting there quietly knitting, but you can tell that she has still very much an awareness of you and is taking note. So, who do you approach to ask about breakfast?
The knitter.
Whoa!
Knitter.
The one knitting, yes.
Should have
So she is.
a lot
So she is.
better.
So she is busy knitting, and you walk up to that table. I believe we've met before. This is not the one that's knitting. My name is Sorvia. And what is your name, young lady? Oh, sorry, I'm using the wrong accent.
Restart.
Yeah, reset. Hi, lass. Hi, what is your name? My name is... I'm trying to do an Irish accent. It's not
Sir?
Oh, top of the morning to you, laddie.
I was trying to do something that wasn't Lucky Charms, so...
Oh,
My name is Sorvia. What is your name, lass?
You came up to me, right?
She is sitting. They're all three sitting essentially in a booth-like configuration. The one that's knitting is still looking down at her knitting. This is the one in the middle. You can almost tell that just first impressions, they're all either sisters or part of the same mean girl clique. And the one is the one that's larger is built like what's her name from
what's her name
From Encanto, got it. Yeah,
Yes,
the
from
sister
Encanto,
who
yes.
was- yeah,
Yeah.
got it.
right.
Oh, nice.
I don't want to be the one that
So Sorvia is in the middle, and she speaks up for Alenka, who you were trying to interact with, but she stays busy with her knitting.
Me too.
Can I help
get
you?
that. When's breakfast ready?
Aye, breakfast is ready now. Eric, our fine friends here could use the breakfast special. It's the only thing that we have. It is a boiled mash of grey root. It should give you the energy that you need. This is the accent, yes, Bruce, that irritates you for a reason that you don't fully understand, but it is grating.
Cool.
And so Eric moves into the back and is coming out with 4 bowls of, or 3 bowls of porridge. And Sorvia, should we get 5 bowls? The rest of are the others of your friends coming?
I don't think so. I think it's just
I'm eating.
the 3 of us, right?
Yeah,
It's-
I think the other two are like working or something.
Excellent. You are free to.
You don't like them?
I didn't say that. I like all of our customers here. I still cannot figure out how to keep a Irish accent. It's Irish the entire time, I promise.
You need what you need are little anchor words or phrases that pull you back in. You know.
So just say like what the
Say
Lucky
I.
Charms guy says.
Yeah.
Hi. Something like that.
Top
How
of
to
the
do an-
morning to ya. Or
you-
you can do the you got to get up, you're going to be late. Oh my god, I've got to get up, I'm going to be late. There you go.
Oh, so I googled it. They said like doing like, mic, bike, kite, going back to like the Ike words
Whoa.
brings it
Ike
back.
words? Good to go.
Yeah.
Because
Just pretend you're Shrek the whole time, buddy. You're fine.
because you were curious,
Just say
Freya,
criminy.
go ahead and roll a perception check.
Because I was
Who?
curious on what?
Just
Because I
we're
was
going
curious.
to, we're going to give some
Curiosity
parallels between
killed the cat.
you and your character.
I'm always perceiving.
Guys, I'm
people.
gonna carry my phone with me while I go get a soda. Okay? Is that
Got
okay?
it. Yes,
That's
you're
what
good.
they say
Did I roll?
ABP. Always be perceiving.
All right, so
Did I roll?
they-
Is my
no, it is not showing up. There we go.
There it is.
All right.
okay.
So they pull up chairs are pulled up for you that you'd be able to sit with these Vistani women. And so I hear there was a bit of shenanigans last night. Were you all involved with that whole business that had happened at the church? This is still Sorvia.
What do
Say
you?
that word again.
What do you?
That whole business at the church.
No, the other word.
Shenanigans. One more person says shenanigans.
Shenanigans. We heard that happened. We may or may not have had something to do with it, but it was a good thing if we did, and also if we didn't.
Actually,
Ismark, do you hear this? They're calling you a liar. They said
No.
Ismark told us that there had been a vampire attack at the church and it had killed the father.
Well, it wasn't. It wasn't a vampire.
Yeah, listen.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what you want to know. You gotta give me some.
I like this one. You see what she's doing? She likes to
No.
exchange. She likes to exchange money for information.
Well, I like to exchange money for breakfast, please.
So with that perception check,
we'll take free breakfast.
You notice that Alenka now becomes curious and stops with her knitting and seems to be knitting something like a sock.
It's hard.
It can
She's
be.
an expert.
So what's the real skinny on what happened at the church?
Listen, there was a bad presence. We got rid of it.
Aye. Indeed you did. There's more to you than it seems, I see. Well, breakfast is all us. We are very grateful to have such esteemed heroes here in our, well, the only place that serves breakfast this time of day. Most of the workers have already headed off to start their laborious chores. I also heard some business about some zombies that had been found that were the reason for the sickness that was happening. Is this true?
That's being taken care of.
My. Alenka, isn't she the most cryptic one you've ever seen? Like she's always dipping and diving and dodging. Alenka has now set down her knitting and says, "Aye, sister, she seems to be."
Why are they weird? Why are they like this?
Yeah, I don't know.
Dow is just busy eating.
Yeah, Bruce is super like being like unlike himself and just being dead silent the whole time and ignoring all eye contact. Well, probably staring a little bit, but like trying not to be noticed and just eating silently behind Dow probably.
So what
They
else
all
have you
just
guys
sit there
been
and look at you.
hearing?
What's that?
I want to know what else they've been hearing. That's what I want to know.
Elise just really wants to talk shit with the knitters. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
All right, what are you going to
Let's
ask them?
call him something else, please. I don't like it.
The women.
Well, she was knitting, but then
She's
she
not
quit.
anymore.
With Dow, who
She
was
The
quit.
knitting.
gossipers.
She quit, so now she's a quitter.
True. That sock is done for. With the
All right,
quitters.
so it's Maribel and Alenka and Sorvia.
Okay. I will ask these kind ladies when I finished my breakfast. Will you put their names in the chat so I don't slaughter the spelling in my notes?
Yeah,
I
you bet.
will ask these ladies. I kind of sit, I turn myself, like after I kind of pick up what's going on, I turn myself sideways so I'm like blocking most of Bruce and like looking at the ladies, and I just say, "So, have you seen an old man? He's a human. His name is Hiram Greenwish, and he's got a big beard,
A big beard.
big old
Aye.
beard."
Hi.
Yeah.
So that was like 6 months ago. He was
Okay.
a curious fellow, not like you. You are quiet, but he had all sorts of questions.
So you said 6 months ago. So canonically, how long ago did I receive my last correspondence from him, which led me to this journey?
3 months ago.
3 months
That-
ago. Okay.
Yep. And yes, 3 months ago.
Okay. So you saw him six months ago?
He was asking for some. One of these services that I provide is escorts, and he didn't seem too keen on traveling the roads alone, which is a bad idea in Barovia. But we have Vistandi guides that are able to take people along the roads, and he was a frequent customer for such services.
He frequently frequented the escorts in Silvery Moon as well, frequently.
I see what you mean.
Frequently.
He did seem the sort, but I have no such services to provide here in Barovia, but I can link you up with somebody in Villaki. And
No,
they
okay.
might have more information
Could you
about your
frequently link?
about your bearded friend.
Oh, about my friend? Yes. About escorts? No.
He
I too do not need an escort. Though
I
you are
see.
quite beautiful. And I'll turn to Bruce and say, not ugly.
Your friend there though seems to keep mean-mugging me.
Yeah,
What's your
I
deal, little laddie? And turns to Bruce.
I turn
I don't like the way
sideways.
she said it.
I don't let her talk to Bruce.
I don't like the way
Alenka
she said it.
I like
Alenka looks up at Bruce and says, "Hi, he's actually quite handsome."
Hey,
and-
ladies, don't tease him. Can't you see he doesn't like it?
Alenka has finished her
Thanks,
knitting.
Mom.
Alenka has finished her knitting, and you watch as she puts 3 gold coins into the purse that she has knitted.
You said she was knitting a sock.
What happened to the sock?
It seemed to be a sock, but she's
Okay,
using it as a
there's
coin purse.
very obvious differences To a
Well,
sock.
Well, I am
the
so
only real
sorry.
difference is if it has a foot in it.
No, because when you knit a sock, you have to do the heel separately from
Yeah,
the
but
whole
if you
Elise,
so
quit,
it
get
looks
out
like
of
a
here.
little.
We don't want
but
to hear
if you
these
quit,
dimensions
if you
and.
quit knitting,
Maybe
then
she's just really bad at it. That's why we couldn't tell.
I don't know. I don't know what to say as Bruce.
fine.
A part of me wants
So-
to be like. No, go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
go ahead. Go ahead. You go ahead.
Go ahead.
A part of me wants to be like super mean, but I think I should just. Is Matt in the room with us?
Matt's not in the room yet.
Okay. I think I'm just gonna be super passive aggressive about it. And I'm gonna be like, I think I just prefer to eat alone without talking to people. So if you could. And I was like a swig for my drink.
I sure can. Yeah, that's fine. Ismark has been busy with the paperwork that he's been working with, and now takes more notice of you and sees that you are finishing up with your porridges and having a riveting conversation with these three ladies, and says, "Could you? Do you have a moment?" To Ismark. Ismark is calling you over to his table instead of being with these three ladies.
Me.
all of us.
All of you. Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll go over
Yeah,
to Ismark.
yeah. Like as
Yeah,
soon as
I'm walking
as soon
over.
as Ismark like even
Is he
Yeah.
Irish?
that, yeah.
Ismark
No, he's not.
talks and
No.
like we're like,
He-
what's up?
And as you all come over, he ushers you in a little bit closer and says, "I do not trust those women. Actually, I do not trust any of the Visani, but I do have a request that I would like you to start to consider. There is much that I have to do here with my position as the burgomaster, but I am trying to convince Ireena that she needs to leave this place. And preferably, I would like to see her go to a place with hallowed ground, now that we know that there is the possibility of vampires that are... I am beginning to believe my sister, and I would like to keep her safe. Her best course would be to get on the Vistani caravan that is leaving this evening, or that will be leaving, tomorrow morning, but I do not want her to have to travel alone. And I would like to ask if it would be possible to hire your services as protection for her to go to the town of Valaki.
Go.
This is something to consider and talk with your other members about.
Hey, Dal. Don't
Yeah.
you already need to go to the town? I said Dal.
Oh, sorry.
Don't you already need to go to the town of Valaki? We need to
Yeah.
check it out.
Yeah, I do.
So we could. I mean, that would kind of work.
What are you
out.
guys talking about so quietly over here?
I'll turn to Ismark and I will say, Ismark, I will happily allow you to hire me as an escort for your sister.
And there is a tittering of laughter over in the corner booth. All right. And while you are finishing up this conversation, you hear shouts of alarm and people screaming outside. People that are excited and calling out wolf, wolf, wolf.
That's my thing. That's my thing. I'm out there in a millisecond. I'm running out.
And you will be able to arrive at the source of where these shouts are coming from in approximately 2 to 3 rounds. But now it is time for Chris to have the opportunity to hit something hard. Corbus, you've actually finished up one of the wells, and you had already finished the one that was directly outside of the blacksmith's old house. But in doing the second one that you had done over here, you realized some modifications that could be made to the first one that you had attempted and have now come back to it And while you are working, you hear as 3 wolves start to come out of the tree line and through the creeping mist that does not seem to burn off, even though it is now nearly 10 o'clock in the morning. And for those that are currently available, you can all roll initiative, but it will only be Corbus that is currently able to be there for the first 3 rounds of combat. I know what you're thinking, Chris. What you wanted to do was battle things on your own.
Should we roll initiative now, though?
Yep, you can go ahead and roll initiative, and then that will be the indication of we'll continue to count how long. Got a 5 and a 20.
Yes. Clearly, I used Vigilant Blessing on myself.
Outstanding. All right. And
now, is it assumed that while we are running to this woofing, that are we able to take actions like cast spells and such, or are we just spending the whole turn moving towards the combat?
You can take, it'll be movement that's happening, but you'll also have actions and bonus actions during that time. I don't know that, but it won't be for 3 turns that you're able to get visual on the on the melee.
But I can
happening.
see like
Yep,
my allies.
a lot of what your activity is asking what's going, because there's people that are shouting an alarm and pointing, and so it's a lot of figuring out where the heck this is actually happening at. Alexander, you were down in the well doing the purification spell, and it takes you a round to figure out that somebody is screaming, and then it takes you a round to get up the rope, and then you also find out, shit, he fucking installed the gate. Now you have to get past the gate. And it turns out it's pretty well made, and so at the same time, the 3rd round, you'll be able to initiate into the melee as well. All right, so I still don't see Freya or Bruce in the.
I don't think they were savvy enough to drag their tokens onto the map and then click on their tokens.
What are you junking talking about?
Yeah, how do you do that? How do you? I've never.
All right.
You have to be very savvy. I'm not sure you're savvy.
I'm not.
Listen here, buddy.
Savvy.
Listen here, guy.
I'm one of the savviest people in this savvy room.
All right. Well, prove it. Click on your savvy name.
I already dragged their tokens over.
Well, they can still prove it. Savvy.
7.
I am not, so I rolled a 17 without selecting a token that I didn't bring with me. So
got it.
You can click on your name on the side, like where your character sheet is, and then drag your name to the map and let go, and you'll give yourself a token.
Oh, nice.
I got it.
Okay, Dow, you're down here with the rest of the kids. Get ready.
Yeah, right. I'm down there.
Down. All right, and now, Bruce, if you'd like to, you can select your token and then roll initiative.
It's not letting me.
It's not letting you select the token.
Oh.
All right, and go ahead and edit your number if it was different than it was. All right, so first one up is the wolf.
Wait, wolf? Why am I at the bottom? I think I'm supposed to be first.
All right. Buddy.
Yeah, buddy. Shot. Is any one of us faster than the other and others and would get there sooner? No.
Nope, you're all trying to figure out together where this is happening at.
Yeah,
so
where we're going.
I would say that the 3 of you are moving fairly together.
All right.
So it won't be until that 3rd turn that really becomes. And now Corvus is up before the wolves. So Corvus, you spot these 3 wolves coming out of the mist. What's your opening salvo?
Say about time. Tap the compass on the top hat, and then it's like almost like kind of like Iron Man. Hit the full scale helmet comes down over my head, and I'm going with Guardian on the armor model. That's the one I had gone with.
Do you want to go ahead and put that in the chat so we can all be jealous? Armor model Guardian. You designed your armor to be in full front line of conflict. Has the following features: thunder gauntlets,
Uh-huh.
a defensive field.
Yep.
Nice. All right. All right. So what's happening?
How far away are they?
They are currently 80 feet away.
Real?
For real.
That's not good. Oh yeah, look at those.
I gotta change that. Back. I just go to there and yell, "Here, doggy, doggy."
All right. So you're moving right to there and say, bring your face to my,
Doggy.
bring your pretty face to my axe. All right.
My fist, but yes.
Bring your fist to my. All right. So we'll have our.
Actually,
All right,
use
so-
bonus action real quick to give myself 2 temporary hit points, or however many hit points we have in whatever level I am. Or
That's your defensive shield.
Yeah.
All right. And how many temporary hit points did that give you?
3.
3.
It's my level.
All right. All right, Bruce, do you have any, other than your movement, any actions that you're taking?
I'll probably just cast Bardic Inspiration.
And who are you doing that on?
Wow.
Dow, all right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Dow has Bardic Inspiration, and the wolves have made their movement. It is Dow's turn, and you now are located.
Oh yeah.
Can I see the wolves?
You cannot see the wolves.
All right, hold on. Target. Can I tell where they are or how far away they are from me?
Approximately 200 feet. Give or take 40.
Okay, we're just gonna keep
So
running.
just say 160 feet. Just say
We're like-
160 feet.
Yeah, we're like running. We're running as fast as we can. I'm like, I'm in this armor, and I've got my hammer and shield. I'm like, fuck. And and you see, I'm like going into my like bag and taking out plant seeds, and like rubbing them on my hands like I'm about to cast a spell.
All right, so prepping the spell, but not mechanically.
Bro's
Yes.
got some magic beans coming out of his little pouch.
Mhm.
All right,
See some moonflower power in a second.
Alexander, do you want to go ahead and do a strength check, or an athletics check to see if there's any issues that you have with getting up this rope? It's only a DC 10, but and also, is everything okay? Are you all right? Okay. I couldn't hear you, but I saw the mouthed words of, "Yeah, I'm okay."
Yeah, we're good. As it were, we'll call it, for lack of a better term, refereeing interaction between my wife and a teenage daughter
Never had to do that.
from a distance because they're both not here.
Ooh.
Oh, good.
All right, athletics check.
Did you want to see what your persuasion roll was on the interaction? All right. So if it meets, it beats. The rope is slimy, and with multiple, that first initial part of the rope almost slips you up, but you are able to, hearing the
I
sound
rolled a
of
fucking 4.
uh, you are still able to start your way up that rope. All right, Corbus, with the
Hey, open the fucking gate.
all right, the wolves are now within 30 feet.
How far am I from the well?
You are 24 feet away from the well.
I'll go open the gate because I can actually get there. I can't get to the wolves. My movement speed's 25.
All right. So you are able to make it. Go ahead and do a. What do you use for your tinkering tools and things like that? Or let's go with.
Well, do you want me to use thieves' tools, tinker's tools, or smith tools, or
I'm just
leather
looking-
workers, or calligrapher?
I'm looking at what would be the appropriate role for you trying to quickly and let's just do a let's see. Go ahead and do either a dexterity saving throw or a wisdom or a survival check to see how fast you're able to get that open. Whichever one's better for you.
What was the save?
Either a dexterity saving throw. It's a question of whether your hands are able to move as fast as your brain does, or a survival check. Actually, no, that's going to be a wisdom or a sleight of hand check, which you did
Same.
essentially with
Yeah.
the thieves' tools. All right, so under the stress, you are trying to get your creation undone, and you did a great job of making it secure. It's definitely not going to be messed with by some kid. It's a little bit more complicated than that. So you will have it opened in the next round, and are going to be right. And Alexander will be right next to you in this following round. But first, we're going to see if some wolves can get close enough to. Yeah, they are. They have 40 feet of movement speed. So they are all coming in and converging on you, and you get an outstanding opportunity to test your armor. All right, so
Am I in the turn order?
I don't know. Does an 18 hit you currently with the armor that you have?
Doesn't change my AC.
Doesn't change your AC, okay?
It hits.
All right, it hits.
Yep.
And he comes in for 7 piercing damage. Go ahead and make a strength saving throw.
Oh, great.
And you fall prone, which is going to be interesting. All right, Bruce, you're up.
Okay. Am I? How close am I?
You are currently
No!
106 feet away. Freya, you would be able to get there faster than any of them because you were able to take the dash action.
I in the turn order though.
Okay.
They
You
can
said
all
you're gonna help me with that, but I don't think it's...
Can she take the dash action twice as a rogue?
Yes.
Yeah, you could be moving 90 feet every.
Now, each
No.
time you use it, you
Ignore
get,
that, everyone.
you get another iteration of your speed. It doesn't double and then double again. So like if you have 30 speed and you dash and then dash, you get 90, not 120. It's additive.
Mm. Ignore that I just put that in there, please.
Got it. So you're not doing prestidigitation.
No, because it's at a 10 feet radius, bro. What's with that?
All right.
I just want to get closer as fast as possible. That's my move. I want to get close.
I was making the assumption that you all were dashing for most of this, so that's why I had moved you as much as I had. All right. Dow, you are back up.
All right. Can I, after running,
Frey, you can move another 30 feet if you'd like to as well.
After running my full move speed, can I see the wolves yet?
You cannot.
Can I hear where they are?
You can hear that they are just on the other side of the. You heard the sound of one taking a bite and a yelp out of what sounded like a gnome that was getting his armor tested.
How far away do they sound?
It's difficult to tell with the but it seems to be just on the other side. So that is 108 feet.
Okay. And they're outside, it sounds like?
Correct.
All right. So I'm going to do my best guesstimation of where that point is. And I'm going to raise that hand into the air that was feeling up those moon seed plants earlier. And I will cast Moonbeam. I raise my hand in the air and I'm like holding it, and then I pull it down. And you will note it does not have to be a point that you can see. It is just a point within 120 feet that is a 5-foot radius. So if these wolves are standing in any way where a 5-foot radius, 10-foot diameter moonbeam could hit more than one wolf, like potentially 3 wolves, I would like to do that, but I can't see exactly where they are. I just know they're about 105 feet away. So you tell me what happens.
All right. Go ahead and oh man, what if I could have you roll for? Let's go ahead and
I'm proficient in perception and I have inspiration. So if you want to resolve it with an inspiration, with a perception check.
Let's go ahead and do a perception check, but it's going to be at disadvantage with there being.
So I'll use inspiration and cancel that out. How about it?
How about it? Go ahead.
Oh, buddy.
Oh, fuck.
I rolled a 2.
All right.
I saw somebody who had a tattoo of a D20, and it was on a 2. And I asked them what it meant, and they gave me the biggest shit-eating grin, and they said, "Things can always be worse."
All right. So go ahead and roll a D10.
Okay. Yeah, I swear I thought it was originally just a bad D20.
Wait, let me just.
But it was a 2. I had to roll it. I rolled a 2. I rolled a 2 and then a 2.
Okay.
No,
so no. That was good.
I trained my whole life for this.
On a 3 or a 4, it was going to hit either Corbus or Alexander. On a 1 or a 2, it was going to hit a wolf, and on the rest of it, it was going to just be in a random location that I decided.
Nice.
So you lucky little mother.
Nice. So I hit
effer.
How many wolves? Because it's got 10-foot diameter, 5-foot radius.
You hit 2 wolves.
Woo!
All right. Go ahead and roll.
There are 2 wolves inside of my moonbeam. All right.
Go. Okay. Yeah.
So they make saving throws. They make
wisdom saving throws, right?
No, Constitution.
Constitution saving throws.
Versus my
Constitution saving throw number 1, 19.
Oh, that's succeeds.
Constitution saving throw number 2, a 12.
All right, that fails. So, check this out. So they take this damage. First guy takes half. So first guy takes 6 radiant damage. Second guy takes 12 radiant damage. Now, If they're a shape changer, they make their saving throw with disadvantage, and if they fail, they instantly revert to their original form and can't assume a different form until it leaves the spell's light. However, I'm also going to tell you, like, they don't take this damage right now. So the way Moonbeam works is now I'm concentrating on it for a minute, and they will take the damage at the start of their turn.
Got it.
Right.
All right.
So yeah, that's
So for
anyway,
one of
so
them,
they'll take that damage then.
for one of them, their turn is as soon as you're done, it's their turn. And Corbus, you watch as one of your assailants, the one that had actually bit into you, suddenly yelps as it is engulfed in radiant light that is awful fucking close to you. All right, I don't know who's shooting a 40 millimeter grenade over the top of the house, but that just happened, and it detonated and hit. And then you watch as the other wolf that's near you yelps in pain as well, and is about to take 6 points of damage, but it is your turn.
I use half my movement to get up and stay right where I'm at. I still have one alive right in front of me, right?
You do still have one alive right in front of you, yes.
That's good. I'm going to punch it in the face.
Nice.
Where did my third one go? Is it on top of you? Yeah, it's underneath.
Thunder punch.
Thunder punch, go.
Thunder, 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 thunder.
Oh.
Does an 11 hit?
An 11 does not hit. So you come in to punch at it, and it's the brilliant radiant light that is in your eyes that makes it a little difficult to land that punch effectively. All right, Alexander, you are just coming up out of the well. You can now see.
Second hit.
What's that?
I use my bonus action with the other hand.
Okay, second one.
13.
Second hit. 13 does hit, and 9 points of thunder damage.
Nice.
To that one. All right.
And if it's still alive, it has a disadvantage on any attack that isn't against me until my next turn.
All right. So you smack it with this. And what does this thing look like when it is hitting?
Just kind of like, not really so much what it looks like. It's just like the sound, and it's thunder coming in, like at a distance when it starts, and then as soon as I connect, it is the actual crack of the thunder.
Nice. So there's the rolling, and then suddenly the snap of the
Deku.
All right.
Nice.
As you are,
wait till he puts the thunder gauntlets on his feet.
it's going to be amazing. All right. So it takes a stagger. It is bloodied for sure. And we'll see if it is how it is feeling soon. Alexander, you are poking your head out. You'll be able to make movement, but you do have an action that you could take where you have visibility on the wolves. Is there anything that you have that is an attack that doesn't require both hands? Or so, you're essentially leaning over the edge of the well now, or able to see, but you have used your movement up to get to this point.
Okay, then I use my action to get out of the well.
All right, so you're taking the dash action.
If that's what you're calling it, yes. I will use my action to get out. If I'm here, I use my action to get out of the well.
All right, so you are now able to stand directly next to Corbus, and so that if there's another attack that comes in at him, you'd be able to use your interception or to be able to.
And I will use my bonus action to cast Thunderous Smite.
All right, and so crackling.
I mean, I'm a little inspired at this point, having just watched Corbus punch up and crack, and kagoosh. All right, man.
I can make a loud noise too.
I got you.
We're going loud. Got it. All right. And as you move up and you've watched this wolf being punched in the face with lightning damage, it suddenly is seared too by the radiant damage and finishes it off. And there is one
You guys
remaining
are
that
great.
is not
Two of my
in
favorite
brilliant
things.
light.
Thunder and Radiant. What the heck? You
All right,
guys are
Bruce.
the best.
You are up.
Aren't they all dead?
They are not all dead yet.
2 of them. How far am I still? A million kajillion years away.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Dude, I can't do junk with that junkin' number.
I'm sorry. It's almost like I wanted Corbus to be by herself.
No, I can't do nothing. I can't do nothing.
You can
Oh,
move.
I'm gonna keep running. I'm gonna
All
keep
right, so
running.
you keep moving, and you are able to get onto this side. And when you turn this corner, you're going to be able to
Whoops.
have some sight of what's going down. All right. Oh, I messed up which wolf I was doing, but this last
Wait.
wolf that is. Yep, go ahead. What you got?
Couldn't I move before I do my spell?
You just used 60 feet of movement in order to get there. That was with dashing.
But can't I cast a spell anyway?
If you'd like to cast a spell, you can. I can move you back 30 feet.
No.
That's
Never
a bonus action.
mind.
But if you have a spell that's a bonus action. No? All right. I am not a chew toy. You're about to be. All right. Shit.
Punch it in the face.
He
too.
no longer has pack tactics. Does a 12 hit?
12 does not.
No, it does not. All right. He calls out to his wolfly friends. Freya, with your uncanny maneuver, you'd be able to get within eyesight of what's going down.
So where is that? Like over here?
Yep, that's where you have moved to. Correct. And you can now see the last remaining wolf that is.
I would like to shoot it with an arrow.
All right, go ahead and shoot. All right, a 25 hits.
Does it hit?
But you did not declare that you were using steady aim.
Damn, I always do that.
So the sneak attack damage is not done, but you, with one shot, bloody the wolf. That does not appear right now, based on the amount of damage that it's taking to be a shape-changing type of wolf. Dow.
Well, when I finish running, can I see where the wolves are now?
You are just about to turn the corner along with Bruce over here, and we'll be able to see with your next action. If you had a bonus action spell, it may be possible for you to be able to get around that corner enough that you can make that call.
So I'm using my action to dash.
You are using your action to dash. Yep.
Okay. When I turn the corner, do any of my allies look bloodied?
No, actually, they're doing pretty well.
Okay, then I can't move the moonbeam this turn because it is an action to move it. So wherever it was, if there are still wolves there, they will take damage on the start of their turn. But if they moved or died, then none of them will take anything. And when I turn the corner, I'll just see that Corbus is like punching with these thunder gauntlets on, and I'm just like, oh shit.
Yeah, the wolves have learned that the flashlight of death is bad. They don't have a high intelligence, but they have an intelligence enough to stop touching a hot stove.
Yes. Okay.
All right.
Cool. But I'm still concentrating on it nonetheless.
One dead wolf and Corbus. The last wolf is bloodied and still up. That's not what you wanted.
No, it's
All right.
not.
So you're dialing in. You haven't been doing a lot of melee combat, and are still getting the hang of how to throw punches. And I know that you'll improve as you go. All right, Alexander. Can't hear you, Matt.
How's that?
That's better.
Ah,
A 17 hits.
sick.
He swings
So
his
we'll-
Kenobi.
All right, 9 bludgeoning damage. Go ahead and roll that 2d6 as well.
Now, do I have to divine smite in order to let me go back
Nope.
in order to use thunderous smite? It's separate, isn't it?
Correct.
It's
This is the first time that your weapon comes into contact with as soon as you hit, it just goes off. You could decide to divine smite as well and use up.
Yep, I'm
another
doing that
spell
too.
slot.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, we're going big or going home. So you got 9, and then you got what 2d6 from thunderous smite. Is that right?
Does that mean if you choose not to go big, we can leave Barovia?
Sold.
All right. So the actual way to leave Barovia is to do
Go-
a
go
thunderous
small.
smite in combination with a thunderous smite, and for a brief moment, a portal opens up, and you can smell the Waffle House in. No, I'm just joking.
and this thing isn't undead, is it?
Correct. But it is so dead. You realize that
Yeah, I know.
that just the hit of your cannonbow had decimated its head, and then the thunderous smite goes off, which echoes throughout the entire village of Barovia as there's cart alarms going off, and then the divine smite, and there is just pink mist. Now the mists of Barovia are pink just in this area, and the double wallop of thunderous gauntlets and thunderous cannonbows have decimated the wolves, and we exit the turn order. And looking around, there are not any more wolves coming that you can see or hear at this time. But
Hey,
villagers,
Corvus, where are you from?
What's that?
Where are you from? Like, what's your hometown?
Oh shit! I didn't think of a town name. Insert town name here.
All right. Well, when you figure it out, I'm naming that one after you, buddy.
what the thunderous smite plus divine smite is going
Plus
to
the
have.
divine smite will be whatever his town is. Yeah.
Corbus's
I'm gonna
We were
write
on
that
the
down.
Sword Coast. We were on the Sword Coast, right?
Yep.
I'll just simplify it and say Neverwinter because I would have been in a guild, so most likely it would have been within a major city.
Outstanding.
Well, that
And
is
thus is
officially
born.
the
Dad,
Neverwinter
Dad, are you
Smash.
expecting company?
What's that?
Are you expecting company? Someone's knocking on the door.
I am not.
It's
Hey.
me. Just kidding. You want to know what I bet it is? I bet you it's that screen door that no one keeps closing. Bet you
Yeah,
that's what it is.
it's also broken now. So that was your sister's fault. We'll wait until she comes back before we yell at her. All right. So the turn order is ended. Corbus, you're able to resecure the well. What's happening now?
It's kind of together with the gauntlets. Like,
Alexander, you weren't here for noticing it, but there is a young Barovian child who's been following you around, and he has carved out his own cannibal and has on a. You can tell that he's attempting to cosplay it as you as best as possible, and you see him just swinging his stick, trying to simulate what it is that you had done. He's probably about 7.
Okay. If given time, now may not be the most appropriate, but I will show him the very first kata or form that my father taught me as a child, not much older than that. But that will be, I'm not doing that immediately, but at some point I would like to do that.
Got it. All right. His name is Eric, and he is specifically make sure that you know that he is not the bartender or the bartender's son, and is quite a lively youngster. All right. With this done, breakfast has been had by 3 of the characters, and most of the work of the morning that Alexander and Corbus had has been completed. What is the next priority of work here in the town of Barovia?
hit something else.
Hit something else. There are some negligent parents that could probably use a smack across the head.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Dow,
right.
good to see you, my friend.
Hey, yeah. Good to see you too. Quick notes. Don't eat the pastries.
No pastries.
We are all filled with a light that is connected to each other. And,
Indeed, and it's loud too. Did you guys hear it?
Yeah. And I'm
So
like,
the moonbeam, that was you, huh?
Yeah, that was
Nice.
that was I
That
said a
was
prayer
awesome.
to the lady. Yeah. I was honestly, it's the first time I've called one since being in this terrible place, and I was halfway worried that her light wouldn't shine here. So yes, big victory for us.
Well,
Next time I'm having
glory
it shine
be.
right down that frickin' well.
Yeah.
All right. While you're moving down through and having this conversation, there are individuals that are peeking their head out of doors, people that are starting to come out into the streets and are waving at you. So it's like, oh yeah, and giving a nod or a wave if that is your inclination to people saying thank you for your service as you continue to move down through the village of Barovia. Coming to the door of the house, Bruce, you're 95% sure that this is the house that Granny was standing outside of, and what looked to be a woman and a man of parenting age to a 7 or 8 year old, and what is who's going to make the knock? Or are we doing a breach and clear? All right, Bruce. Okay.
I say, hold up. And I
What are we doing right now? Somebody
So,
bring me up to speed on before I go kicking doors in.
Okay, go ahead. He's looking for clarification.
We went to the house where the old lady was that we saw.
Was taking the child. This is the child's house. Okay, is 14 enough to take down the door? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we may want to knock because we still haven't necessarily confirmed that, have we?
Bruce is
Calling
fairly
her
convinced.
alive?
I'm gonna do one of these.
All right, so you knock with sufficient force that it is that there is a danger of the door being damaged, and you hear You hear nothing inside. No movement toward the door. No, hey, what's going on? You do hear from the neighboring house, hey, you breaking into that house?
Not yet.
Who is this guy? Who is this savior over here?
My name's Phil. Oh, it's you guys. Oh, carry on. Thank you.
Why is Phil my goat? Why is Phil the goat? Okay.
You're back.
No one's in there? I'm gonna knock again. I'm gonna say hello.
There's no answer at the door. You could try looking through the windows to see if anybody's inside.
I'm looking through those windows. Super nonchalant about it. I'm super nonchalant.
Inside, you see two people that are laying on the floor and not moving.
Okay, I open the door
We
real
busting
fast.
the door in.
So with the strength check that you had, Bruce, you're able to finish busting in the door and are able to get to swing open. And there are two bodies lying there. If you want to go ahead and do a medicine check, if you're the first person on the scene.
Yep, that's me. Oh yeah.
All right. So you can tell that they are breathing and just seem to be unconscious.
Cool.
Did they eat pastries?
What's that?
Did they eat any pastries?
You see crumbs around them, and you see the small tins that the pastries come in, or not tin, but kind of a thin ceramic, almost like the base of a flower pot that the pastries come in, and there is maybe 24 of them stacked up.
Okay. Can I smack them both in the face?
Seemed to work
Yes.
before.
Are you're attempting to do some damage or just
Like 1 point of
slap
damage.
for effect? All right. So when are you slapping the male or the female?
I'm slapping them both with 2 hands. I got my 2
Slapping-
hands and I'm like,
All right. In slapping them both, you are able to. Come on, where am I at?
I swear, if you've killed these people.
I know, that's what I'm really freaking out about right now.
All right.
Mm.
Tell me where the hit points of a commoner are.
If they're not dead, I want to immediately cast Healing Word. Please.
All right. So you said the man
I said
or the
both.
woman? Oh, you're hitting both of them?
Dude, yeah.
Right. Okay, so the woman groans and is starting to get up. Man, what? Who?
Okay, can I cast Healing
What are
Word?
you? What? They didn't take damage. You were just jostling them awake, I thought, and like hitting, like
No, I
stirring
was,
them up.
dude, I was smacking them in the face.
All right. What's
I
your
had
strength?
my, you know what I mean?
What's your strength? What's your strength bonus modifier?
Hey, I
I
took
don't know what
1
those
damage.
words mean.
I took 1 damage when
Right.
Bruce hit me, right? So that's probably what
Whoops.
they should take.
What am I supposed to press?
Yes, it is 1 day. You're all right. Don't worry. All right. They both taken 1 damage. All right. And you're using Healing Word.
Yes.
All right. So they are like, oh, my face. Oh, I feel fine.
I'm like, sorry.
What are you doing? I had just gotten to the good part.
What are you doing?
And
What
he
is
lays
this?
back down and tries to. No, it's no use. Matilda, do you have another pie? You ate all the pies. You bitch.
Whoa! Hey, nice words. Nice words. What is going on? You guys just wanted to take a little cat nap? Is that why there's 73 million pies behind me? Is that why? What's up with that?
You have, as a street urchin in water pour have seen individuals that are strung out with different kinds of dust and different types of potions and liquids and alcohol, and these individuals they have red eyes, sunken. It doesn't seem like they have eaten anything other than pastries in a while, and seem to be under the effects of some kind of drug. And based on some of Dow's experience, he says, yeah, that
I saw a light that burns in all of us and connects us.
Bro, enough about the light.
I haven't even been able to tell you guys the good
getting
part that I saw, like
worried.
the crazy part.
what did I say?
Okay,
What did I say the female's name was?
Matilda.
Matilda. Matilda sits up. You have seen the light? The
Yep.
light in all of us.
You have seen the light?
Yeah, Matilda. I had a pie too.
Yeah, and then there is the waves of happiness that wash over us when the light burns, and it makes us turn into butterflies,
That
and we
it
are able
was a
to.
different thing that happened to me.
You've eaten too many pies.
Yeah, lady. Hey, Matilda,
Ooh.
where's your child?
Dorian
Yep.
Dorian went with Granny. He is going to be her new apprentice to help make pies.
Yeah.
And
Is that what she said?
well, she gave us the pies, and
She
she
sure
said
did.
that she will
Dorian-
continue. She will continue to bring pies, and other Donovan, he is a good worker. He will do a good job to make pies and take care of his family.
I believe it. So why did you guys eat so many pies? What was the reason for that? Were you missing your son?
No, because this place sucks.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I just ate the pies to help me sleep, and then I started missing work, and we have quota, because if we don't, then the Devil's Throat's going to be upset about the fact that we can't complete his new edition on this freaking castle, and I hate that fucking job. And
Have you been to the castle?
No, that's only for special workers. I just make the bricks, and we have the bricks. I don't want to talk about work. All right, I don't work there anymore. So
Sorry, man.
Where?
You got like a badge that got you in the gate or anything like that?
I already told you I just work where we make the bricks, not at the castle.
Uh-huh.
That takes special workers, and those I'm not special worker. I am fired worker.
Well,
Yeah.
you ate too many
Why'd you get
fucking
fired?
pies.
Like
Pardon
the
my
bricks
French.
that you make? Or did
What-
make before you became like them? Fired?
I'm sorry. I was
Very
I was-
punny.
I was trying to concentrate, but your face was still melting a little bit. What did you say?
Sir, are you sure there aren't any bugs under your skin?
Wait,
You wanna
I
go
have
ahead
two.
and check for me?
I have two questions. Are his ears really big, or am I fucking freaking out? And is that a little man?
Yeah, little man bites.
5.
I'm not sure. Is there really anything else to do here? Your son was kidnapped by a
So,
psychotic
sir,
witch
what's
who
this guy's
is
name?
making pies to poison the town.
She might be making pies out of the kids.
Or maybe your son is going to be in the next batch of pies. I highly
Yeah.
encourage
Start
you to
with
throw
this.
these pies in the garbage. Next time Granny comes, leave the door locked and pretend to not be home.
Alex,
I have a theory.
we need to know his name. Sir, what is your name?
Donnevich.
That's literally every single German man in this game's name. You gotta get something new, bud.
I had this name before the father did. He came from Valaki.
Okay, Donavich, listen. I
That
need you
was
to
his
tell
last
me.
name. That is my first name.
Okay. Hey, I need you to tell me.
His name is my name too.
Did Granny have a lot of apprentices? How did you decide to put your son through that?
Or what was her name? Maribel?
Matilda?
Matilda is crying. A mother knows, but a mother strung out on hallucinogenics doesn't care.
Goat.
She is very popular with the children. She takes good care of them.
She eats them.
She's feeding them to you.
Eating their souls.
So a lot of your friends' children's go with Granny is what you're saying? That you know a lot of people who like their children go there a lot? You know a lot of people
What
do that?
exactly is there? Where does Granny take the children?
She takes them to the bakery.
Yeah.
In town?
No, it is a windmill that is along the road between us and Valaki.
Well, next
Can you
stop.
see the windmill from the road?
You can see the windmill from the road. It is up on the hill.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, I'll turn to
Can
the
I-
rest of the group.
Bruce, Bruce is gonna like do a 180 and like walk over. I'm like, just one second. Walk over to the group and like do like a comical huddle and be like, dude, these people are so high right now. I don't even think that they're listening to anything that we're saying.
Then in one ear, out the other.
I think that I would be able to go and find him, but I would. Would you
Is this
be
dude
able
like
to
in
give
our
me?
huddle now?
Would you be able to?
He just showed up.
No, he's just calling
just
over.
yelling.
He's just
Do you think that you'd
Draymond
be able?
Green, just in the other team's huddle.
You seem like good people. Would you be able to give me a few gold and I could turn my life around?
No. And I turn back to the huddle and I'm like, dude, this guy's really depressing. I really want to leave right now.
Yeah,
All right.
let's go. I think let's take Ismark up on his offer to escort Ireena to Valaki.
We may be making a pit stop at a windmill.
Yes.
Mother is the name for God on the lips and hearts of all children. Heroin is bad for you. So as you come out, you do see right outside.
Would you consider their pie eating issue a disease?
Stay away from sugar, kids.
I would say that the addiction piece of it could be instantaneously cured with a lesser restoration, but not with a lay on hands. There is a lineup of carts with a bunch of colorfully dressed individuals that are loading up stacks of brick and bundles of what you've heard called gray root, is essentially like a cross between a potato and rhubarb, but grayer in color. I don't know how that mash tastes, if it's a combination of potato and rhubarb, but I would say starchy and a little bit sweet.
Hey, Kobe, tell me how the mash tastes.
I didn't get that reference. I'm sorry. I would have laughed if I knew it.
When Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal were champions together on the Lakers, they had an infamous falling out when Shaq left the Lakers. And Shaq is also like a rapper, you know? And so he went to a nightclub where people were recording him, and he freestyle rapped, and he said, Kobe, tell me how my ass tastes. Kobe, tell me how my ass tastes. So you said, DM Wrestling said that this mash tastes like some kind of mix between what did you say? Like
rhubarb and potato.
And rhubarb.
Yeah, and so
and
I said,
now
Kobe,
it's
tell
also,
me how the mash tastes.
It's also
okay. Can we do it? Can we guys? Can we do a potty break? Can we all do a potty break?
Yes, we'll take a 5-minute break for potty.
Yeah.
All right, we'll do a 6-minute break and then and then finish off here.
Great.
Okay.
Thought you got away from Moonbeam, huh?
God damn. I'm like, I figure a 1 out of 5 chance of hitting your allies is pretty good odds. And a 1 out of 5 chance of hitting a enemy.
I definitely
had a
had the
whole-
same thought, though. You
I
said
had
about
I had a whole conversation with my Afghan counterpart when he was firing 40 millimeter grenades over the top of a building. And we had this whole conversation about, I'm like, what the hell are you doing? He's like, they're over there on the other side getting away on motorcycles. And I'm like, you can't be doing that. And he's like, it's my fucking country. And after that whole exchange was done, I'm like, you speak really good English. He's like, no, you, Pashto, very good. And I'm like, no, I don't speak that much fucking Pashto. He's like, no, you spoke Pashto. And I'm like, no, you spoke English. And both of us, we must have been just looking at each other like, and he's like, and my brain just interpreted it as English. So,
I mean, it was like the day that we got ambushed out there in that village, and the day Tommy got shot, and Boo Boo was on QRF. I was in the unit in contact, and Boo Boo was calling in Apaches as we were taking fire, and he had to wave the Apaches off because the Afghans with Palawan got online and just marched across this open field. Like they walked across this open field. It was like 100 meters just lobbing 40 Mike into the wood line. It was like a gunner and an AG, right? You know, it was fucking like 6 of them. It was like 6 pairs. It was 12 of them. One guy with a bandolier just handing the other guy grenades, and the other guy just tunk, click, tunk, click. I mean, not the preferred method, but it was their method. So fuck our Apaches.
yeah, that was another piece of the conversation that happened that was in whatever language we were both speaking, that we were speaking in tongues. Like, hey, I'm going to put out this VS-17 panel so that when the vehicles come over, they don't shoot you, not to be racist or anything like that. But I don't want the first thing they see is a bunch of, Middle Easterners shooting. And he's like, no, that makes total sense. I get it. They're coming from that direction. Yep. And then none of that stuff actually happened the way that I thought it did.
Nope.
Sorry, guys. There's a lot of stairs in this house.
All right, did you get it done? Everybody peed up? All right. So Ismark is out with the caravan and is calming everybody down. He still is in his full splint armor. And sees you all and is like, oh, you are all together. That is good. Did you have a chance to discuss what we are talking about? Or I'm guessing the wolves probably interrupted your conversation.
We agree.
Okay, that is good. We will meet at your house now. I was going to say the old blacksmith, but we'll meet at your house, and we have I have some gifts to give you in thanks for everything that you have done for our village before you depart.
Right. Now we do agree to escort your sister to Valaki, but how does she feel about leaving you and your home?
Yeah.
You see Ireena coming up the road, and she is dressed in traveling clothes and her half plate armor, and has a bag with her. And Ismark is like, no, you're not getting on the convoy. they are able to take you. We have, and she says, I'm going with them.
Yes.
Oh well, and she says, I still have things to prepare. I will meet you at the house tonight, and we will prepare for our departure tomorrow. And she goes bouncing off. Like the idea of getting the F out of H seems like a pretty awesome deal to her. She has the heart of an adventurer, and being on the road seems very appealing to her.
Interesting.
Okay. Is Ismark present?
Ismark, yep, you're
Still.
yes.
Are we out of earshot of the people he was trying to calm down?
You're able to pull him off to the side.
Okay.
There's still people milling about, but none that are able to pay attention to the conversation.
Okay.
Sometimes there's interjections, but they're from a distance.
So, with the whole group here and Ismark, I'll ask Ismark plainly. I'll say, if she is to be our responsibility as we escort her to hallowed ground, you must be clear with us, Ismark. What is the danger to your sister Ireena that this devil poses to her? Spill the tea.
I did not believe my sister's tales of visions and visitations from Lord Strahd von Zarovich. He is a man of nobility, and she is a commoner. Although I have heard that the Devil's Strahd will take interest in young women, it is not to bride them. Often it is merely to enjoy their company. And this idea that she had in her head of the Devil's Strahd coming to her and asking her to be her bride, and that all of the calamity that was happening in our village was somehow to leave her so hopeless and desperate that she would go to him seemed far-fetched to me. He was always a reasonable man when I had to work with him, and when Father had to work with him. So I am ashamed that I did not believe her, but the sight of Doru and the monstrosity that she was, it has opened my eyes, and I am confused now and don't know what to believe, and I have decided to just believe my sister. She believes that she is being pursued by the Devil's Strahd, and that he is a vampire, and that he will claim her as his bride. And she is, unlike many women who may, if they were being courted by a lord of the land, very interested, as Gertruda was, she is not, and has a vehemence and is a vitriol for the Devil's Strahd that is more than I have ever seen in any Barovian. This is what my father wanted for her, was for her to go and to find a new home in Vallaki and become a nun. And then, by tradition, she would not be able to marry anyone, even the lord of the land.
I'll look to the rest of the group. What do you guys think?
I mean, I don't really want to break her heart and tell her that she can't come with us.
I don't think she's going to want to go and be a nun, though.
I don't think that. Listen, I don't think that she has to go and be a nun.
Tell you
Then
what.
Can I tap the compass and the
Let's
tracks up in the top hat?
yeah, I think we'll bring her to Vallaki. On the way there, we'll go to this windmill and take care of business. And maybe that will be adventure enough for her. You know, maybe we can evaluate our belief that Ireena can take care of herself or not on the journey and at this windmill. And then maybe we leave her in Vallaki, maybe we don't.
I like the plan.
Samesies.
Cool.
All
Yeah,
right.
we give Ismark the thumbs up. And
Ismark gives.
I'll say almost really impolitely, right? Because of my flaw that I don't really think about my words before speaking. And I'll just say, you mentioned giving us gifts. If you have a set of plate mail, gift it.
You see him look, and if you want to do an insight check.
Look inside my soul. 16.
Okay, the look on his face is, how the fuck did he know?
Plate armor, please. Give to me. Anyways. Dow is excited to head back to the tavern and eat dinner or whatever time it is.
All right, so it's a late lunch. You're all able to go inside the tavern. It is just Maribel and Sorvia in there. What's her name? Lenka is currently not present. You're all able to go in, have some lunch, and not much interaction there. We'll go ahead and just fast forward to the evening. There is what kind of supplies are you looking to acquire before hitting the road?
Arrows.
Yes, you need arrows.
Anything recommended for killing vampires, undead, silver things, wooden things,
Snakes.
garlic things.
Garlic.
Food.
Silver. I don't know.
All right, so so right there across from the hold on one second.
Oh, okay.
Right there across from the tavern is Bildra's Mercantile. And as you walk in, you were actually spotted approaching the shop prior to, and there's a older looking man who is hurriedly moving around through the aisles, picking up small pieces of parchment that have numbers on them. And he turns around as he sees you come through the door and says, welcome to Mercantile, Bildris Mercantile. I am Bildris. I am just cleaning up a little bit. It's what can I do for you?
Hello.
There you go. You do not want Dow being the party face.
Yes. So we are leaving soon. I'm sure you've heard of our exploits in town. Cleaned up
yes.
the blacksmith's house, town water supply, cured the minister's daughter. Well, he kind of did that himself, I guess. That one's open to interpretation, but hey. Anyway.
I have actually heard two different stories about this, but
One last question.
Yes, I
assure you, whichever one is the best is the one that happened.
There are many things that I can provide for you. On the in the player's handbook on page 150, there is a list of adventuring gear. Anything that is 25 gold or less is available in this store. It's not anything great, but the prices are 5 times what they are in the player's handbook. And one of the things that you notice is a scrap of paper that has hit the ground, and it says like 1 gold piece on it. Yes. What kind of equipment are you looking for? I can provide most anything. And what I can't provide, I may be able to talk to my Vasadi friends out there and see what I can get for you.
Well, party friends, what do we need? I've been a little absent-minded this particular day. I don't know why.
One of the things you need
Arrow.
are
Arrows.
Torches for people that don't have dark vision.
Food.
all
Okay.
right.
Torches.
Or you can do like a hooded lamp or a hooded lantern kind of thing.
Ooh.
That would be 25 gold. And that would have more uses than just a torch.
Yeah, you could smack something with a torch, though.
That's fair. So,
I mean, I guess you could hit something with a lantern too. It just won't work out real well.
yeah, but it would have some oil in it that would allow it to be used as a flammable projectile.
Well, I can just get some glass bottles from the doggone tavern before we go and make Molotov cocktails. We can go like first edition advanced Dungeons and Dragons if you want to go Molotov cocktails.
The glass bottles are reused. They send the expended bottles back to be refilled.
How much silver do we have? I bet you it'll change your mind.
Yeah, can I haggle?
Did someone say silver?
Nope.
That's a possibility.
Can I just be done really fast with my haggling?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah,
and
I'm
roll.
gonna pick up like a hooded lantern. I'm like, this is so awesome. You know, the other day we were out with these wolves. It was crazy. It was so dark out there. We actually had to have our friend like do like all this crazy stuff. It was super scary. I was like shaking. It was so fun though. You know when you get like that like scared, excited feeling when you're like going to the bathroom or something and it gets really dark and then you like run because you're like convinced something's there. But like I knew something was there, so it was like crazy scary, but it was like fun, but it wasn't. Anyways, this really would have helped. 25?
Son,
25?
you're gonna want to lay off the dream pastries.
Excuse me?
Yeah, they got kids in them.
What?
Wait, what?
What?
No. It's deer meat, but it's good.
From Granny?
That is not good, sir. Sorry.
Do not make fun of our culture.
Well, your culture is eating children currently, so why don't you bring the price down? Let's put a lantern over here. Buddy.
Allegedly.
I'm gonna
All
turn
right,
to Freya. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna steal the lantern.
Don't
No,
steal
you're
the
not.
lantern.
So we'll
So
figure out
Alex,
and haggle what
Drugs,
kind of equipment is needed. We can work that out in the chat
Yeah.
throughout the rest of the week and in the interim. But anything that is of special request, you had talked about.
wow.
Go ahead and do your perception roll, Bruce, or your persuasion roll. A persuasion roll. All right. So what is it that you wanted that was special? You said things for hunting things.
I
Yeah,
said
like-
this. Oh. Who is supposed to be speaking right now?
I don't know. Sorry.
Me?
That was, you are.
I am about what? What's happening? What do I?
All right, we've just about used her up. All right, what you got, Matt?
What? I don't know. You asked about hunting
buy-
stuff.
Me.
Did you guys buy food yet? Dal
Yeah,
wants
like-
food.
All
We
right.
got food. We got
Like travel food, like when we're
Yes,
traveling
rations.
through Barovia. Yeah.
rations.
Rations will be a good thing, so that way you're not too tempted by any meat pies along the route.
So here, how's this?
Yes, and with
Yeah.
and it may not
That's
and
good.
it may not seem like it, but Bruce is very charming and does haggle and convince the merchant owner that he has something a little bit special and has a monster hunting kit that he was keeping for another individual that had requested it, but the individual
Yeah.
never came back to get it.
Probably dead.
Who was
Oh,
that?
yeah.
Who was that individual?
A silly man. He had the traveling circus.
A traveling
goat.
circus.
That's what he claimed, but I only saw one cart. But he was looking for a variety of instruments that it seems like you would be interested in, and I am looking to get rid of it because I would rather not have anybody come into our shop and do inventory.
Good. Well,
So-
let's see it. We'll take
All
it.
right.
Check out my thumb, dude. Ready? Check out. No, I'm a circus. Ready?
Gross.
You
What's
could-
wrong with your thumb?
Yuck.
Bruce, your thumb, man. I like to think that Dow's the kind of person where I'm like, got your nose, and he starts screaming to give the nose back. He's like,
Give me my nose.
nose back. yeah, he like screams bloody
I feel like
murder.
Dow, like, so 18 wisdom, right? So very high wisdom. Just like,
Mhm.
just says
The street
things
smarts
wrong.
aren't there though.
Yeah, no
Yep.
street smarts, and says things wrong. You know, so I feel like you'd take Dal's nose, be like, I got your nose, and Dal would be like, I don't know, just like needlessly escalated.
That's exactly
Like,
what I was looking for.
give me back my nose, you bitch! Like, what? Whoa, dude, come on, man. I don't really have your nose. Well, where'd it go? What'd you do with it?
Give me my nose. Go find it. That's my goat.
Yeah, I am.
So it'd be 150 gold or 33 silver.
150 gold or 33 silver.
Correct.
I'll look at the merchant like he's cross-eyed, and I'll say, "Don't you know that silver is normally worth less than gold?" And I'll turn to the rest of the group and be like, "He's so dumb."
Cool. Yeah. Who's got 33 silver?
I do
So
not.
you have
only have
items
gold.
that are worth that. You have some jewelry and things that are
Oh yeah. I'll whip out
so
the
you'd be
bag
able
of holding.
to
The list of
exchange
loot.
that.
All right, we would like to exchange. It says black leather covered books worth 25 gold each. Do you remember how many of those we got?
There was two of those.
42.
42.
Now, they are much more worn than you remembered, and look as if they have aged quite a bit. These are the ones that actually had spells in them, correct? Or no? Yeah, those were ones that. Oh no, there's a spell book. Yep, with spells. Okay, so you're looking at the three, the black leather books, 25 gold each. Yep. So that would be 75. That would be worth 75 silver or 75 gold pieces there. And then the box, jewelry box that's made of silver that's worth 75 gold pieces would be worth
750 silver.
It's times 5.
Oh.
And I don't want to do that math.
I don't even know what we're doing with the math right now.
So So the conversion of silver to gold is reversed in Barovia.
Oh, because they want all the silver?
Yep.
Because they got, like, issues? That's funny. Okay.
All right. All right, we'll play with that in the chat since we have time to be able to do that. But we will work it out of what is what prior to, and have it in writing prior to next session.
Next week.
Yeah.
All right.
So I deleted the 3 books and the jewelry box.
Okay.
Oh, the jewelry box?
Does he
I'm saying
accept?
like I have it in my possession in real life.
Does he accept them in trade for the heroes kit?
For the monster kit, that
Monster
is a lot more than what he was asking for.
Oh, okay.
But he'd be able to convert it to gold for you.
Great.
But he doesn't have that much gold. He'll have to talk to Sofia.
Okay.
Can you convert it to silver?
Yeah.
If I could do that kind of alchemy, I would be a rich man. If I were a rich man. All day long I'd eat 3 pastries. If I were a wealthy man. All right. Hey. While you are negotiating this, there is the sound that sounds like the house is coming down, and in walks a individual that is about 8 feet tall and about 300 pounds of muscle. Hey, Periwinkle, please, I need you to help these fine young individuals with carrying some of this stuff back to their home. All right. And now you have a lurch-looking motherfucker that is helping you carry some of your goods back to your home, and by the name of Periwinkle.
By the name of Periwinkle?
Periwinkle.
No. I'm gonna call
No?
him Periwinkle.
Okay.
I'm
fair
gonna
enough.
say you're really tall, Periwinkle. What's with that? You born this way?
Yes, which was very uncomfortable for my mother.
This guy's funny, big funny guy. You
No, she died during childbirth.
Oh my
Next
god.
question, right? Yeah. How are your parents?
Let's just go home.
All right, back at home, and here we go.
Why does everyone I meet talk about death all the time?
All the time. All right. So Ireena and Ismark are there, ready to present gifts. Pull out a chest, and the chest. They give a speech about how you've been able to help out their community. Super thankful, and this was the armor that I found this when I was cleaning up my father's things. And
Holy shit.
My father was actually a fairly large man, and his armor is large as well. But Alexander, your help with me finding my place as a burgomaster, and the way that you have helped defend our community, I think that it would be only proper that when people see you coming, they would see that you are a defender of Barovia. So I would be honored if you would wear this armor and represent it well.
As I wear the pauldrons of my father's armor, it would be my honor and my duty to wear the armor of yours.
And since you are all taking my sister, I would like to make sure that you are protected. And Ireena, I will take it for Father. This is. I saw in one of you the desire to stab me when I threatened your friend, and I am sorry for that, but I would like to make sure that you are not surprised in the future. And this was another item that we found in our father's things. And it is a dagger of warning. And she presents it to you, Freya. And so the last item, and I didn't write up the piece for it, but gives it to Dow, and it is a rolled up scroll. And if you are going to be traveling around Barovia and you are strangers in the strange land, we would like to send you with a letter of recognition and of appreciation. And this scroll is essentially a letter of recommendation that, when presented with any other leader around Barovia, can give you advantage on initial persuasion or interactions that in being able to get their assistance or to trust you. And it's signed off by the current burgomaster of Barovia. All right. Is there any questions before you partake on this journey?
No, but thank you for the cool ass dagger. I'm excited.
Yeah, that was my sister's doing. I wanted to actually keep it.
But then I wasn't talking to you.
All right, so those are the 2 items so far. We'll continue down the DA6 list of making sure that everybody gets access to something cool. But that is it for right now. In the morning, you are able to start to hit the road, and every once in a while, if you need so, there is a map that is able to be provided to you. But this is what the area of Vallaki looks like. Or excuse me, it is going to take 3 days travel in order to make it to Vallaki. Before you are leaving, Sylvia comes out and she's like, "Are you sure you won't be needing any escorts along your journey? It would be our pleasure to be able to send you with someone to help navigate the roads and avoid wolves and avoid other nasties that might be out there.
Punch wolves in the face.
There are worse things than wolves out there."
I'll punch it in the face too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll just bow, Dow just bows and says, "Thank you, we're fine, thank you."
Hi. All right. And as you, yeah, it might be that picture from Soul's Edge. I pulled it from the internet, so I just asked for a dagger that had an eye on it. And that's what it pulled up. I'm like, oh, that looks cool. All right. All right. As you start your trek, let's go ahead and throw out Courage the dog.
There's no throwing out the dog.
Yeah, don't throw out Courage.
That's one other note. In the morning, when you wake up, Courage is barking at Bruce, as if you're a threat, and then you have to, "Hey, it's okay," and he starts to interact with you normally. Along the road, as you move along, there is Ireena does have some knowledge of the road, and as you are moving through we'll say at this junction right here, there are 2 Vistani men that are standing on the side of the road. And when they see you coming, they give a wave. In colorful garb, bows strapped to their back and short swords on their hips.
Okay. We'll wave. I'll wave back to them.
See, I told you they were. I told you she's never wrong. Hey, 5 travelers, yes? Oh, 6. No, there is the girl. That I told you they would, and I can't freaking keep a freaking Irish accent. All right. We are told to wait for you here and to bring you to Madam Eva. She's been expecting you.
Oh.
She said,
How can this Madam Eva have known we are coming?
I think you'd best talk to her about that. She said that the one that would speak first, I should say that she read it in the stars. I don't know what that means, but
I would like to use an intimidation check.
No, they sound legit.
Okay.
She read it. She read it in the stars. Stars are like my thing.
Well, you're like talking about weird stuff. So.
Is this
Weird stuff.
another one of the pie dream connections?
Yeah, is this one of the we all have a light or whatever?
No, this is the
and our light's brighter.
This is the moonlight mystery. This is my
See,
religion.
that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
No, this is my religion.
That's what I'm asking. I wanted to make sure it wasn't a pie dream, and we're not going to wind up as Hansel and Gretel getting shoved into an oven.
No, this is the Night Mother speaking to me through this Madam Eva.
And we're not near the windmill, are we?
You are not near the windmill yet.
See, I just want to make sure Madam Eva is not the old lady.
Madam Eva. So if you're willing to move along with these individuals that start to walk away as soon as you are agreeable, right? They're talking with you. Granny Momo, or do you know her as Morgantha? She's a nice. She's okay. She's okay. She's a little bit kooky, along with her little sisters out there, but they make their little pies. Madam Eva says that we are not supposed to eat the pies.
That is true. They're made of children.
Sorry, I sometimes slip into this accent so that way I blend in with the rest of the fucking people around here. All right. I promise you, by the time we get to camp, I'm going to have this fucking thing nailed down. All right. So, as you start to come closer to this camp, asking whatever questions that you want to of these gentlemen, this is the area that you start to approach. I am looking at it, and then I'm going to have you look at it so I can make sure that. Interesting. Is it just black?
Yes.
Hold on one second. Let's see what I can do about that.
This is super interesting to look at. Yeah.
You shut your face.
Oh, you fucking face.
Okay, T-Roy, mate, she's a bugger.
Did that help?
No, maybe we need to be on the map. Ooh.
That's what I'm doing.
Yes.
Boom. Boom.
The junk.
Boom.
But it's pillars. Why are the horses? Why do the horses have muscle all over them?
Everything green.
I don't know why it is dark.
I'm just on a black screen.
It is.
I'm still on a black screen as well.
No, it's green.
You want to see what I'm seeing?
It's green.
Yes, I do.
Oh, it's not green anymore.
Good.
I don't got nothing.
Yep. Looks good. And then that is because, Alexander, you were out pissing, and now you have shown up with the rest of the party.
I see
I
me.
still can't see it. What about me?
You what?
I still can't see it. What about me?
Fred.
You are also peeing.
Maybe at number 2.
And let there be light.
Yay!
And let there be
a bunch of Vistani dudes all
right.
sitting around a fire.
They are all sitting around the fire. They are interacting. They are. It's actually a nice break from the Depression Marathon that was the Depression Olympics that was the city of the village of Barovia. These guys all seem like they're having a decent time.
Nice.
Finally.
And, yeah, and it is a nice change of pace. Let's see what time we got. Okay, yeah. So they're all sitting around the campfire. They're walking up, yelling hi to each other, and one of the Vistani is currently in the middle of a tale. Yeah, there was a mighty wizard came to this land over a year ago. I remember it like it was yesterday. He stood exactly where you are standing and points over at Alexander. He thought he could rally the people of Barovia against the Devil's Strahd. He stirred them up with thoughts of revolt and bore them to the castle in mass. And when the vampire appeared, the wizard peasant army just fled in terror. A few stood their ground and were never seen again. And the wizard and the vampire were casting spells at each other. The battle going back and forth right there in the courtyards of Ravenloft and the precipice overlooking the falls. And I saw the battle with my own eyes. Thunder struck the mountainside. Have you ever heard spell thunder? It's you can hear it from like oh, you like that one? And the great rocks just tumbled down on top of the wizard.
Thunder in your life.
And yet, by his magic, he survived. And the lightning from the heavens struck the wizard. And again, he stood his ground. But when the Devil's Strahd fell upon him, the magic of the wizard could not save him. And I saw him thrown 1,000 feet to his death. And I climbed down to the river to search for him because I figure it's got to be worth a few coins of a wizard's body to see it. And you know what? If he had anything of value, but the river Ilvis had already spirited him away. And that's the story that he's telling you as he's walking up to the let's see. You can grab a drink, or Madam Ava would probably be interested in talking to you. Or you can wait.
Who's this sneaky character right here? This girl you just dragged in.
Madam Ava? Yeah, I kind of announced her intention of showing up before.
No, she's sneaky. You guys are lucky I caught that. Don't make fun of me, Elise.
No one's making fun
Always
of you
aware.
Yeah.
All right. As you're moving up to Madam Ava, there is the cova of some ravens there near the river. And
oh yeah.
As you are moving up, Madam Ava calls out to you. Why did you come to Barovia?
The house brought us here and burned it down.
We didn't really have a choice. For ours is the path of glory. We know not where the path takes us all the time. We found ourselves in a house that needed to be vanquished. The evil needed to be destroyed, and that evil brought us here. It obviously is the path that brought us here because this land needs to be brought back into the light. That is why we
Stop shuffling.
She sees you give your explanation and gives a wry smile and says, so it was not you that chose Barovia, but Barovia that chose you. Would you like to know why?
Your explanations mean nothing. I already know why. For mine and the destiny of my companions is set.
Is she
we are
seated
doing the
somewhere?
righteous work of Torn.
She's standing somewhere or seated somewhere.
Say that one more time.
Where is she at? Is she standing there or is she sitting somewhere or?
She's standing there coming out of her wagon.
Okay.
I'm petting the horses.
Alexander is saying that he holds no stock in what she has to say, but Dao is very interested. So, like, without saying that Dao wants to hear all this, Dao is like moving towards her and finding somewhere to sit and listen.
And acknowledging that, but we are not here for my explanation. We are brought here on the steps of the Moonflower. Dear friend, the seat is yours.
Great. I don't know what to do, and I kind of like take out a wine skin and I just like drink some and then pass it to some Vistani dude. And then I tell Madam Ava, we are here. Your guards, your men, your bodyguard people. They said that you saw us in the stars. Is that right?
That's what I told them to tell you, because is it Dawina? Dawiana? Is that
Dawinasar? Yes.
Dawinazar, Moonflower? I knew that was what would get you to listen, and I am very familiar with Alexander Toshinori and his path of destiny, and Freya and your dark past, and the one over there, Bruce, who's petting my horses, and how he is touched by shadow and by pain. And Corbus, I am sorry that I have no armor to poke, but what the card reveals is that, and she becomes suddenly very paranoid and looking around, and please come inside. And you all, she starts to move up into her tent there, and before she walks in, she stops and gives one last look around before moving inside the tent. It's not very comfortable for you all to be in there.
Well, tent, make sure it's not a mimic.
But she moves around and seems to be getting a sense of something, closes the flaps, mutters some words, and then, does one of you have a sending stone on you?
I think we still have from the, what was that guy's name?
Just if you would. And she picks up a small pewter-looking jewelry box and asks you to put it in there. The trouble with the lord of our land is that he can often be a little curious, and it makes it a bit difficult for those that have no interest in having sides to move without pressure and influence. And the information that I would like to impart onto you is best only for our ears and not for anyone who might want to spy in. My tent can only protect so much, and if I could put that stone into this small box, you're able to pull it out. You figure out where it's at, put it in there, and let me organize I realized I started to shuffle it, and yes, that was a mistake. So how long have you been in Barovia?
What, 3 days?
Yeah.
3 days. And already garnered such attention. What have you been up to?
I thought you already knew.
Got some stuff on fire.
Just little
what I know
nuts.
and what you think you would like to tell me tells me a lot more than what I know.
Oh.
Did you see my perception roll? Can I know things?
I don't even know what that means.
Okay. Well, knowing what things mean is not exactly your specialty, is it, Alexander?
I know
Rude.
that we are
Can I
on
ask her?
the path of the
I-
righteous. Yes.
We are on the path of the righteous.
Can I ask her about the health of the horses? I want a horse really bad.
Those are horses for pulling our wagons. Son, if you tried to ride one of them, it would likely just be a short trip to the ground. But what I'd
I'll
like,
take it as a challenge.
So
But what
anyway,
I'd
yes,
like
we
for you-
purified the wells in the villages of Barovia. We cured their zombie outbreak. The unfortunate but necessary demise of the town priest and his vampiric daughter. Let's see, what else am I forgetting? Glance at the group. And also we have is Ireena with us?
Yep, she is. And Madame Ava looks
So-
at her and says, and you also seem to have stolen his girlfriend. Lady, would you mind waiting outside? You garner a little bit too much attention as well. And she looks pissed, but scared. And I'm going to be right outside the tent. I would rather not hang out with. Is it
Creepy
possible for me to
lady.
stay?
I will step outside with her.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, so you step outside. You're still able to hear what's going on inside the tent. You're not really sure exactly what kind of protection this tent provides from spying, when you can easily hear exactly what's going on inside the tent. All right. But what I do need for each of you to do is to go ahead and give me a number between, and type it into the chat, between 1 and 10.
Hmm.
All right. All right, so she lays out a kind of a table runner, and sets out some stones, lights some incense, and says, "Yeah, you had already been here for a few days and already started moving toward your destiny with our Lord Strahd von Donnevich. It seems that you seek to be beacons of light and hope and goodness to Barovia, and you will find that that will make you his enemy. But for one of you, he might instead become a mentor." And she scans over all of you, and one of you feels an uncomfortable sense of dread that she is talking about you. I'll just message you privately after we're done here. And after she looks at all of you, she speaks. "Will you allow me to show you what the cards have for your destiny?"
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Only
d-
because
d-
my new
d-
dagger isn't telling me anything.
She looks at Dao and says, "The first card tells of a history. Knowledge of ancient will help you better understand your enemy. The Master of Stars is the wizard, and has mysteries and riddles, the unknown, those who crave magical power and great knowledge. The knowledge of the ancient that you seek, well, you'll need to look for a wizard's tower on the lake, and let the wizard's name and servant guide you to that which you seek. She looks over at Bruce. This next card, and she's laying these cards out on the table in order. The next card, this card tells of a powerful force for good and protection, a holy symbol of great hope. the 9 of stars, the conjurer. This tells of an unexpected supernatural threat and those who think themselves as gods. I see a drowned village, drowned by a river and ruled by one who has brought great evil into this world. She looks at Freya and looks toward the outside of the tent. The next card is a card of power and strength, and it tells of a weapon of vengeance, a sunlight sword, a sword made of radiant energy. And it is fitting. The 2 of swords, the paladin, they are just and noble warriors. I see that your treasure lies sleeping with a prince, a servant of light and the brother of darkness. The sword lies with him. The next card sheds light on those who will be able to help you greatly in times of darkness. The executioner. The imminent threat of one rightly or wrongly convicted of a crime. You will need to seek out the brother of the devil's bride. They call him the lesser, but he has a powerful soul. Oh. And the last card. Go away. This last card sheds light on where you can find your enemy. And your enemy is a creature of darkness whose powers are beyond mortality. And this card will lead you to him. The card of the beast is a sign of great passion and rage, a sign of something malevolent hiding in plain sight. I see the beast. The devil will wait for you upon his dark throne. And that is all the cards say for now. And I hope that these... I apologize that they be riddles, but I think that they will become clearer as you continue your journey.
Okay.
The Devil's Bride, technically that would be Ireena, right? Or what's her name?
Yeah.
Okay.
It'd be
And then
Ireena.
Ismark is the brother of the Devil's Bride, the lesser.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've heard him called as the lesser before.
Yeah.
So her fortune says that he is going to be our ally in fighting the devil.
That dude barely believes that vampires exist, though.
I will. Dow is really pleased with the fortune telling. You know, like the whole experience of it and everything. Dow, eats that up. When she is done, Dow will ask Madame Ava. I feel like a broken record lately, but have you seen my predecessor, a professor named Greenwish? Oh,
Hi.
shit.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, Dow is taken aback, fittingly enough.
His cards were much different than yours.
Oh.
Is he alive? Is he good?
What were the cards?
Do you know where I might find him?
That's not exactly how this works.
Right.
There are, once I have done a reading for a person, it takes approximately 3 days before the cards can then reveal a new destiny. But if you would like to come back this way, I can do my best to be able to help you.
Sure.
With finding your friend. And perhaps being able to help solve the mystery of why he's so forgetful?
Because he forgot Dao's name, right?
Right.
Okay.
All right. I'll nod and thank her, and say, the Night Mother's light be upon you, Madam Ava. Thank you for your reading.
Could you say that one more time, lad?
The light of the Night Mother be upon you, Madam Ava.
Aye. You're a follower of the Night Mother.
Yes. The Elven Night Mother, Sihanin Moonbow, although there is good theory to say that the Night Mother for elves, the Night Mother for humans, the Night Mother for dwarves, all the same, really.
Indeed. Well, I grow tired, and it is starting to get late. Is this your first camp for the evening on the road?
Yes, we have only just left Barovia.
I would recommend staying here in our camp. The roads should not be traveled in the night.
Why?
Aye, lassie, because there are dark and terrible things out there.
Well, yes, but like, what specifically in this area should we mostly be concerned about?
The worst thing you could possibly come upon is a murderous, raging ghost with a longsword that could take on all 5 of you.
That was very specific, thank you.
Why? It'd be about a 1 in 20 chance.
Wow.
Let's not roll a 1.
Well, thank you for the
sweet dreams, ma'am. You know what I mean?
Thank you for the hospitality. We will be happy to stay the night here.
Aye, and we have plenty of wine, and I think even we're serving meat pie tonight, but it's just deer pie.
Do you know who made it?
Aye, Kevin.
Okay.
Okay, fine. So
sounds
Kevin
like
said,
We've
we're safe.
been
We're good.
told that
We're
there's
good.
like some deer meat and other stuff that we're pretty sure isn't deer meat.
If you were about to say that dude's name was also Petira Dirovich, like everybody else, I swear to God.
I thought it was gonna be like Granny.
Aye, we're not that Barovian. I have been here a lot longer, and sometimes my accent strays, but this was the only one that I actually planned on straying to show that she had been there for a while, but I couldn't fucking get it right. All right, so that's where we're going to go ahead and end tonight's session with a bunch of fucking cryptic bullshit to see
we got our
what you
fortune
can.
told.
You did
Did you
your
write
fortune.
down those fortunes?
I did.
And I will actually provide you with a for some reason it sticks with you solidly that it is something of importance, and that what you have experienced with this one is not kooky, and not that it actually is has a lot of relevance for
it's for real.
How the rest of the it for real.
For real.
By the time you get done and finish eating this cookie, you'll feel better.
She was telling our fortunes and stuff. I was feeling the tingles.
He's like, I like your funny words, Magic Man.
Nice.
And Bruce, don't worry about the lamp. Bruce knocks over a lamp.
Nice. Do we level up?
Oh, and
so
you
sleepy.
have that. Good question. You have leveled up.
Nice.
Dude, I just closed that.
Whoa, this
What the
Nice.
junk
we
is
should.
junking.
I should probably make sure that you level up before you
Nice. I'm gonna
go
level up
looking
right
to buy
now.
any more pies.
Leveling up right now. Oh shit! I'm level 4.
Oh God, I'm gonna do this with you, Dad. I'm not doing this on my own.
I understand.
Ooh. Creepy hands.
All right. Let's see.
Okay.
Mr. Dungeon Master,
Yes.
at 4th level, I am taking a feat instead of an ability score improvement.
Is it luck?
It is not. It is not luck because I'm not terrible. The feat I choose to take is called Warcaster,
Yes.
Goat.
and it gives me advantage on Constitution saving throws to maintain concentration. It allows me to perform somatic components of spells even when I have my hammer in one hand and my shield in the other. And if an enemy provokes an attack of opportunity from me and I use my reaction to attack, I can cast a spell instead of just attacking.
And what spell would you be casting? Would be
Booming
it would-
Blade, which will then immediately trigger, because they're moving. So you hit
Yeah.
them, and then they continue to move, and then it triggers the boom. It's the wonderful thing. And by the
Okay,
way, I'm
if-
taking the cantrip Light. Huh?
Shouldn't have spent all that money on torches.
The cantrip Light.
Yeah, the if the group's name does not evolve into something involving boom, I don't know.
Hey man, secret dog.
Secret dog. The boom boom
Wait.
dogs.
Secret dog boom boom.
Boom. Here comes the secret dogs.
Ready or not, it's a secret dog. All right, great. Well, I'm all leveled up now. So
Oh my
now
goodness.
that I have Warcaster, everything is complete.
Goodbye, dearest friends.
Goodbye.
Goodbye,
See
good
you in
night.
2 weeks. Goodbye, everyone.
So hey, oh shit, he's gone.
They run away.
They run away. Man, I was hoping that you'd. I feel bad for the bad rolls. I planned on there being some dire wolves that came and attacked the party, and then I'm like, you know what? Since they'll have to split up a little bit, those guys can go ahead and have an RP piece, and then give Corbus a chance to test out his gauntlets. And it's like, and of course, cursed by the dice.
I got one in.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking sweet though.
Yeah. Infiltrator's not bad either. Up to 300 feet in range.
For what is it, like a fucking sniper rifle?
Essentially. I think it's, well, in fact,
read
it
it
should
over.
still be in the chat.
Yeah, I'm going up to it right now.
Yeah. It's being a little wonky this evening. I think it just froze on me again. That should be fun because I wasn't done leveling. Let's see what happens. Yep, that's exactly what happened. Pages come unresponsive.
Lightning launcher. A gem-like node appears on the front of your armor's fist. It counts as a simple range weapon with 90 to 300 feet. Yeah.
Lightning.
And you get powered steps, so your movement speed goes up to everybody else's.
Mhm.
Oh, that's what I had. I was looking at trying to find a good place for being able to look for like boots of striding and leaping.
Mhm.
That way you don't have to be like, yep, and I can't move as fast as everybody else.
Well, that's why one of my spells is Expeditious Retreat.
Zoom, zoom. Bye. I was
You're
just
like, I
leaving.
need to
What a good idea.